Are we all working? Come on. Come on, internet. There we go. Would you look at that? Brilliant. So, today, my friends, episode 2, or stream 2, episode 2, whatever you want to call it, of creating this new adventure, the Dragon's Magnum Opus. Can people actually hear me? So, today. Yes. Perfect. So, as I said, episode 2 of creating this adventure, the Dragon's Magnum Opus. So, today, now that we've got, in the last episode of the last video, I uploaded a full kind of edited down video of the last stream that you can check out. Basically, we put together what you can see on screen. Underneath my cursor here, we've got the overview. So we've got the, oh, you can see my cursor here too. So we've got the first, not the first, we've got all 5 chapters of the Dragon's Magnum Opus kind of laid out. And we've got them all written down here. So we've got an overview of each of the chapters, kind of what they're going to contain, rough idea of what's going to happen with them. We've not done the endings yet because endings at beginning I usually like to kind of do afterwards, if that makes sense, like kind of start in the middle. Don't really know how good that is to do, but I feel like if you've got a good solid basis of the middle, then the ending and the beginning, they just kind of flow right afterwards. So we've got a good idea and a good outline of the beginning, middle, end, etc. Sorry, not beginning, middle, end. Talking out my arse, we've got a good idea of the middle. A rough idea of what's going to happen. So today I want to build the most important part of the whole adventure in my mind, which is the dragon. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, I have some ideas of what I want the dragon to be, but nothing's really set in stone. So today we're going to go through like everything. We're going to go and do loads of research and planning and building, and we're going to try and build the dragon. Maybe if I have time, I want to also build the Dragon Slayer. If you guys caught the last one, the Dragon Slayer is going to be kind of like the final boss of the campaign, final encounter. And if we have time, which we might do, it's only about 6:30, so we might have time for that. Then I would love to build out him. So, let's crack on with it. Right, initially, we have all of these little kind of pointers laid out just to kind of guide us through building the dragon. And what I want to start with, really, is... So we already know the dragon's primary objective, at least for this adventure that it's set in. The dragon's primary objective my spelling is just awful. Creating a magnificent art piece. It'd be like the crowning jewel of its hoard. So that's its primary objective during the entire adventure, is to create this art piece. That's the whole point of the adventure, whole point of the campaign. So that's obviously what the dragon's main objective is, to create some sort of piece that it can use to be like, this is it. This is the best it's ever going to get. This is the peak of the mountain. This is the highest piece of treasure in my hoard. And that's its whole objective. So, we've already got that down. The story arc, we've already kind of got that down as well, written out within here, of kind of how the dragon's going to behave, how it's going to respond and react to the different art pieces it's made. So we don't need to go around and do them again, because we've already got that written out. Everything, once we kind of got everything written down and written out, we'll go back over and kind of like mesh it all together and flatten it out, smooth over any, inconsistencies and such. But I want to start with the dragon type, because in D&D as people may know, there are lots of different types of dragon. Well, there are two main types of dragons, but there are lots of different individual types of dragons. So there is, by base, chromatic and metallic. And I believe the chromatic ones are the evil ones. Yeah, chromatic ones are the typically evil aligned dragons, and the metallic ones are the ones that aren't. So I figured we'd do a bit of research, have a look through the different types of dragons, and kind of see what we think might fit this dragon best. But also, okay, yeah, you can't do anything online nowadays without pop-ups, can you? But also, I want to kind of do like a bit of an unexpected, you know, like have a chromatic white dragon or something as the not white, chromatic bronze dragon or something be the NPC, because I think that would fit in quite well with the narrative of the mayor assuming the dragon is gonna like lay waste to the things around it if the dragon is a type that is innately evil. I think that'll lend well to the story and kind of give a more solid reasoning and basis behind why the mayor kind of gets his dragon slayer after them. So figured we could just go through this. Seems like a decent list. Wait, no, chromatic ones are the coloured ones. Yes, they are. Okay. I'm just stupid. So, white dragons, most animal-like of all. Chromatic dragons don't boast of great intelligence. More like large beasts. So, I mean, initially, this one doesn't seem like it's going to be the best idea. It's kind of more beast-like, less intelligent, more just killing everything, so a superiority complex. Believe themselves to be better than typical mortals. Very vain. Any slight towards them can easily result in the creature being killed. Interesting. So blue dragons might be something to kind of shortlist. I'll do the shortlists on here. Oh. This anyway. Whatever. Come on. Right. So we can pop blue dragon on the shortlist. Does that makes more sense than the white dragon? Green dragons. Most intelligent of the chromatic dragons. The devious, scheming, natural liars, and will use any tricks available to them to gain an advantage in a situation. Their favourite treasure is alive, creatures that they have enslaved. Interesting. So the initial part of Green Dragon, I think fits pretty well in the sense that they're devious and scheming, so that could aid and kind of lend something to the fact that the mayor is dubious and doubtful that the dragon just wants to make an art piece and live happily ever after, right? So that makes sense, but I mean, favourite treasure being alive and creatures doesn't quite make sense, in a sense that they're trying to build an art piece that is an item, right? It's not necessarily a living thing, even though the final one will look and feel like a living thing. But Green Dragon is a good one. I feel like that's currently on top of the list for me, because we could always change it. Maybe one of the quests is to find some sort of, you know, maybe we change the musical one to a play and the dragon binds creatures into its final art piece or something, but I think that might be a bit too dark for what I really want the tone of the campaign to be. Red dragons, the classic. Most vain of all dragons, they're extremely proud creatures who seek to impose their strength and will upon every creature they can. They see themselves as natural rulers. They are prone to anger. A deep rage within them fuels moments of impulsivity. Their lust for treasure and wealth is above all other dragon kind. Hoards are of legendary status, mountains of coins and artifacts. So, you know, Red Dragon also fits, because one of my ideas for like why this dragon wants this art piece is because maybe it's like a social thing, you know? This dragon might be looking for something that kind of fits its social status, or... Ooh. Ooh. Spam emails, wonderful. Something that fits kind of its social status, like maybe the other dragons have something. All of like his dragon mates already have something that's like incredible and is it like top tier, and this dragon wants something to kind of reflect their position, or like to one-up its friends perhaps. So red dragon fits, but then black dragons, the evilest of all dragons, their nature is that of cruelty. They hate the weak and will attempt to toy with weak foes who happen upon them. Build their lairs in swamps. Okay, so I think we can probably rule black and white out, because black seem a little too, you know, evil for the sake of evil. At the moment, red, green, and blue. I think we can rule blue out as well, because I think red and green are just better options. So green's good. I like green. The natural liars, and you know, the kind of the knowledge. You know, I'm assuming, like what I'm doing reading this is I'm assuming that this is things that, you know, if you did some research, if you lived in D&D's fantasy world and you went to like the Grand Library, did some research, this is the stuff that you would figure out about dragons. So I'm imagining the mayor has kind of pulled some of his resource together to be like, right, what the fuck is up with this dragon that's just come into town? And you know, if that will be a line that would probably stand out to the mayor as like natural liars, and they'll use any tricks that they can. But then also seeing themselves as natural rulers kind of fits as well. But if I'm being honest, green, I think green just fits well. I think it makes sense. I think it gives something for the mayor to like genuinely be worried about. I feel like that works. Green dragon. I like it. I like it. So, green dragon, I think we'll go for. Metallic dragons. So metallic dragons are, you know, a little bit different. Brass dragons, very sociable, enjoy spending their time talking to other creatures. Bronze dragons, dragons of justice. Copper dragons, jovial and relatively social. Oppose evil to its core. So, you know, if you were the mayor, you got some missive back from the Grand Library that says, yeah, these dragons are always oppose evil to their core and actively fight out any evil entities. I imagine you would probably be substantially less worried and probably wouldn't freak out and purchase services of a dragon hunter. So obviously, yeah, you have the other ones as well. So Dracoliches, so these are undead dragons, shed their mortal forms, live in existence of undeath. They require phylacteries just like a normal lich. The phylacteries are home for their true soul. When their physical form is defeated, the soul of the Dracolich is absorbed back into its phylactery. Don't think really fits with the narrative we're going. Shadow dragons. Born there, but they're either born in the Shadowfell or corrupted by close proximity to a portal to the Shadowfell. They lose whatever colour of dragon they were. Their physical form, when not in light, shifts just like a shadow. That might have some interesting narrative implications, like they know, you know, maybe the party never see the dragon. They just hear its voice from the darkness. But again, I don't feel like either of these two really fit with the vibe that we're going for. So, I think green dragon. I like the idea of green dragon. So we'll go with green dragon. maybe we'll add a little flair, you know, maybe it's got a chromatic streak on its side or something, which adds some sort of confusion or extra nervousness into the mix, but we'll see. But really, I like the idea of it being a green dragon the most. I feel like we can maybe kind of skip over the part about where it's talking about they prefer kind of creatures as the horde, enslaving powerful beings and such. I feel like we can maybe just gloss over that part a little bit. For the sake of the adventure, but it shouldn't matter too much. So, we've got the type of green dragon, which also gives us some personality traits. But the question is, do we want to stick to these personality traits, or do we want the dragon actually to be quite a nice fella and really old, ancient at the end of his days, looking for some final grand send-off? Which is kind of what I imagine and want it to be, is this dragon has lived, the way I see it, the way that I think would be nice, would be this dragon has lived forever. You know, it's old as time, coming to the last couple of decades or centuries of its life, and it wants to make something that people can remember it by that just is a bit nicer. You know, it's not like this desolate wasteland of dead from an ancient battle ages gone by or anything like that. It's like a nice memory, something that is, you know, grand and imposing, but also, you know, maybe the dragon's gone back on their ways a little bit. They don't, you know, people change, dragons can change, right? After being alive for that long, maybe the dragons realise that being a little bit malicious and evil and lying about everything is perhaps not the way to go. I think that's usually the case with liars. Like, when you lie, you just have to keep lying and lying and lying. And once you start lying once, there's never really an end to the lie. So maybe the dragon, after living so long, like the web of lies that must be upheld to continue its life, must be, like, incomprehensible. So I like the idea that the dragon has just come to a point where keeping up all of these lies is just impossible. So it's trying to, like, shed its history and shed who it was in kind of like a grand final send-off, which is this art piece. I kind of like that idea, and I think it makes sense kind of in my head. I feel like that just fits. So that's kind of in the motivation section. So as we said, it's created this massive web of lies that just becomes like this, just more and more effort every year to keep this up. And the dragon's like, it gets to a point where it just snaps. It's like, oh, fuck this. This is not worth it. And he just decides, you know, coming to the end of my life, I want something nice for people to remember me by. Or is he coming to the end of his life? I'm thinking either it's, as I've been saying, it's like he's coming to the end. He wants something to... I've said it a million times, I'm already getting bored of me saying, but he wants something nice for people to remember him by. Or he just wants to, like, flip a new leaf, become a different shade of dragon through sheer willpower, or like a wish. Maybe a deity has, like, said that they will change their colour, or like the colour of their scales, if it can prove that it's truly changed. I like that because a lot of people say like art is a gateway to the soul, right? It's like it's a true depiction of like an artist's feelings. And some sort of deity or god has said to the dragon, prove to me that you aren't who you were. And the dragon has decided that a grand art piece is the best way to do this. I like that. I really like that idea. Okay. Not quite sure who they'll make a deal with yet. I mean, Tiamat's have got a good, bad, evil dragons, right? What's the one of the good dragons? Oh god, there's just a million of them. Of course there is. Oh, Bahamut. Yeah, of course. Okay. I mean, that makes it nice and simple, ties it in with D&D lore, and the adventure is going to be system agnostic, then you can replace Bahamut with ex-god of dragons in other setting. The whole time I've been imagining like the final scene where the dragon finishes the art piece, sheds its mortal coils, and like appears as this like, I'm imagining it's like a, not metallic. Thanks, dude. How you doing, bro? Do you want to jump in VC? I mean, I'm kind of talking a lot, but I mean, if you want to jump in VC, we can. You can bounce. I can bounce ideas off you, or you can. I don't know. If you're around. But I'm going to be doing a lot of talking, like I have been doing. So that might get a bit annoying for you. Anyway, yeah. Final scene. It sheds its colour, and it appears as like slightly white, like fluorescent. No. Fluorescent. Is that like oil colour? No, when it like dances like rainbows. It's not fluorescent, is it? It's iridescent. Yes, iridescent. That's the one. I'm imagining it sheds into an iridescent, scaly form. And this all fits in well. Yeah, cool, I'll jump in VC. Just in a hangout. Hey, man.
What's up, dude?
How you doing?
Just saw your live randomly. I was like, damn. You still streaming?
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. I'm giving it a shot. Did one last week, and I'm building an adventure for like an upcoming table, like a RPG magazine that's like launching. So I figured may as well just stream it and make some videos and stuff and see where it goes. You know, could be cool.
Yeah.
It gives. I just thought it'd be a nice idea. So yeah, figured why not?
I'm just doing a lot of stuff with D&D lately.
You are?
No, you are. I'm not.
Yeah. I was gonna say. Yeah, I'm trying to like. I set up like a proper business card and stuff, bro. Like, I'm making some moves.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying. Yeah, with all this housing stuff, I'm kind of. I don't want to like start any new like paid campaigns or anything because I don't know what's going on. You know, I'm not in a stable place, but. May as well make some videos. I've always wanted to. You what?
Reading your text, there will be no AI generated art in this magazine.
Yeah, that was like a specific. So, yeah, I don't quite know how it's gonna work. Because, I mean, I use AI for like all of my art because I can't draw for shit and I don't have the money to pay someone to make art. But.
It's the thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would if I had the money to pay someone to make art, I absolutely would, because AI, you can't really get it exactly how you want it to be, you know? There's always something a bit off. Or it's like not quite 100%, but...
Yeah. I mean, AI art isn't creative, it's just basically just takes the, you know, tropes. Everything's stereotypical, it's just like the most bare bones version of what you want.
Yeah. It's really useful though. I find oftentimes I'm messing around with AI and like it makes a picture and I'm like, whoa, you know, like that sparked a million different ideas. It's a really cool tool, that's for sure. But yeah, I wish I could pay artists to make art for everything, but like pretty much every week I make at least one new monster. I just can't do that. Like, it's not possible. Not possible at all. But yeah, I don't know. Because I think this adventure... I need to speak to the lady who's running it to kind of get an idea of really what it was all about. But I'm fairly certain, at least how I understood it, is it's kind of like it's like a feature magazine. So like, technically, I'm building this adventure for me and then just putting it in the magazine, I think, is the idea. So, if that's the case, I'd happily pay someone and get some nice art done and stuff. But I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. I saw recently someone did a campaign in Minecraft.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Like,
I mean,
it was in Flemish, so you probably wouldn't have seen it, but they had like actual like turn-based combat and stuff and
it's
spell
always
books.
been an idea that I've had, is like, that Minecraft would go so hard to play D&D.
Yeah, and with, I don't know what it's called, I think it's called Axiom? Right.
Oh yeah, Axiom's crazy, bro. Absolutely ridiculous.
Minecraft mod, it's like, it's just world edited on steroids. Like, it's so good.
It's ridiculous. You can do crazy
Build a whole,
stuff with it.
build a whole keep in like 20 seconds. Oh, that reminds me of, you've probably seen this, right? I think I've sent it to you. Dungeon Alchemist?
Oh yeah, I've had it for ages. They just had a really nice update that's given you like curved walls though, and I haven't tried it out since
Yeah.
they got that.
I saw the creators of this, like, give a live demo of it, and I was so blown away.
When did you see that?
Like months ago.
Yeah.
That's the day I sent it to you. I don't know if you had it back then, but
I got it.
probably did.
I got it a while ago, like a good while ago.
Yeah, and they also had a really cool thing, because they were partnering at that time with a different company, and they had like, they made like mats, but you know, like how your mousepad for your PC, it's like this fabric and it's got like the anti-slip. They like printed those on like placemats.
I didn't know that. That is
Things they generated. That was really cool to see, and they were using them at like the D&D section
yeah.
at Gameforce.
It's a really useful tool, but I'm already too deep into using like a specific art style from a specific website that I use.
Yeah.
So it's like, because the thing is, that tool is so useful for me specifically because it takes me so long to make a decent looking map that I may as well have just like written like fucking 10 different story arcs in the time it takes me, you know. But
Yeah.
I'm already too far in with one specific art style, so it would take me so long to like redo all the maps that I have to keep it consistent that it's like now it's not the best proposition. But I've considered maybe another what's the word? Like if I make more adventures that aren't like ones that I want really, you know, like high level maps for,
Yeah.
then I would probably use it. Dungeon Alchemist, yeah, they had a really big update. Where is it?
I'm gonna invest in a resin printer soon as well.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it was on
Is it way better for printing minis?
June 12th. They had a big update. Curved walls. That was the biggest thing that annoyed me, is that there was no curved walls. It's like all of my maps were just fucking square boxes. That pissed me off so much. And honestly, this curved walls is such a huge upgrade.
Yeah.
Huge upgrade.
There's multi-floors now as well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, oh my
Right.
god, I'm remembering now what they added. Multi-floors as well, that's that big. Multi-level buildings isn't quite in, but you've got raised and rotated.
I wanna know, can you export them as a model file?
Don't know about a model file, but I know you can export them as a Foundry file, which is sick because it exports them with like the maps and the lighting and all that kind of stuff into Foundry, which is really cool.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool. I don't know, bro. The past couple of... Honestly, since like 2020... Since like 2020, bro, I've just discovered... Like, not discovered, but like I've just been like following all these crazy tech updates with like AI and all of this stuff, and... I don't know, bro. Things are looking up, I think. Things have started looking really cool. And like, you just got to imagine where they'll be in 5 years. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Looking at Dungeon Alchemist stuff, I really wish you could like export it as a map for a game. Because then I would just make a massive RPG map. Because I've been working on RPG, and I've got the base mechanics down, like combat and shit.
Yeah.
But making the world is like... The world has to make sense, you know?
Yeah.
I can't build a big city just in the middle of a desert, because there wouldn't be a big city there.
I can't remember if you can update them as like a map or not. Export them as a map. I never looked for that when I had it. Because it was... well, I never need... That's not something I ever really needed it to do, so...
Then if you're even allowed to use it in a game.
Yeah, that's true. It might be like their assets. I mean, it is their assets, obviously. Yeah, the other thing was the... I remember when I installed it and I found out there's like, you know, it's got like a Steam workshop where people have their own assets and stuff. And I got really excited because I was like, you know, anywhere where there's like a community space, it's just huge, right? But there wasn't that much stuff. So hopefully over time it will just get better and better and better. And I imagine somewhere down the line it's going to be an absolutely incredible tool. And yeah, if they do mix it into like games and stuff, bro, that would be crazy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like if they fucking have like an Unreal 5 plugin for it or something. That would be cool.
I really like the D&D format though. Like the whole world.
What do you mean? The format?
Like the battle system. That shit.
Or like how the combat works?
Yeah.
Interesting. I've heard that Pathfinder's better in the sense that it's like more. It's less 5 people, and it's more one team, is what I've heard. Like D&D is very, at least how people play it at the moment. It's very you are 5 different people, not you are one group. And I've heard Pathfinder is a lot more you're one group, and there's a lot more collaborative and like teamwork and stuff.
Team-based abilities are. That's the thing, right? You gotta be willing to play a character that has a selfless ability. Like if you're playing when you start playing D&D, most people don't gravitate towards a character that like has very selfless abilities. Like
there's not very.
They'll have a heal.
There's not very many of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
And the heals are really bad. In the new rules, the heals are getting buffed, which is good. And hopefully, have you been through the new rules?
I haven't. I've been meaning to.
They're not out yet, but I may or may not have a the entire book. Don't tell anyone. I'm not saying where I got it. And actually, technically, I don't have it to anyone who's watching. No one's watching, it's just me and you. But anyone in the future, I don't actually have it.
Yeah.
But if I did,
I'm also reading them. DMs. Yeah, I also don't have a bookmark to a page that has them listed.
Oh, are they just online, are they?
No. Technically not.
Technically.
It's just like leakers and stuff. I don't know how many of them are like actually true. But I read that potions are now a bonus action.
Oh, I didn't read that. I mean, in theory, I'm sending it to you.
That was like the biggest change that I immediately like saw when I glanced over.
There are some really, really cool changes. And there are some ones that are a bit mediocre, some ones that I'm not the biggest fan of, but all in all, I've kind of gone through them. At least the player handbook rule, PHP rules and stuff. And I'm like, all in all, it's pretty much a massive upgrade.
I just want to know the change to stealth, you know? Because I like stealth.
You wanted to be Skyrim stealth.
No, I wanted... I liked how it was before, where you could hide behind stuff. But it's always been so unclear, like if I can move like my 30 feet in my turn and get near an enemy out of hiding behind cover, can I sneak attack? Because it's like, oh, I jumped out of my cover and you didn't know where I was.
I'm pretty sure you can't, because I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, in the current rules you can't, but some DMs allow it. You can do it with a crossbow. Like if you don't have to move, you can sneak attack from cover, which is why you want a hand crossbow as a rogue.
Yeah, I recently joined a fucking Facebook group called like Professional DMs or something on Facebook, and oh my god, It's so fucking toxic. Everyone's just a cunt. Like someone asks a question about like a flavor, and then there's just about 50 people who just play completely rules as written. That are like, why the fuck would you do this? You're a fucking idiot. Do you even have a brain? And it's like, what? It's fucking crazy, man. Crazy stuff. Some people are just too comfortable being cunts.
I do like the current rule set. There's something very silly with stealth. Like if I like break my hiding by doing an action, drawing attention to myself, I can just like duck behind a box again. If there's just like a box in a completely empty room, like nowhere for me to go when I crouch behind that box, I can still use the hide action and it like has a chance of working. That is kind of Skyrim stuff, you know? From a box, I attack someone, I duck behind it. Huh, must have been doing that.
Don't think it does.
That's how I understand it, at least. I wish I was like if you move in cover for like a certain amount of feet, it increases the chance of like being hidden again. Like a last known location kind of thing.
I mean, I've never actually read the rules, so I don't think so. So I don't know, but I just don't think that's how it works.
Look up. Hide action rules. It must be heavily obscured. And then you must pass a stealth check versus the passive perception of the enemies. I mean, obviously that's like a game rule, right? So you're hidden. But in character, obviously, like, oh, that guy is just behind that box. So you'd go, like, but you can't attack him because he's hidden.
What do you mean you can't attack him? You can't attack him because he's got full cover.
Yeah. Like, honestly, hiding somewhere while you can't go anywhere from being hidden there is just completely pointless. Because in character they'd know, like, oh, he's behind that box and he's got nowhere to go, so they just go walk around the box. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. Stealth in D&D is strange.
Maybe there isn't an exact rule in that. I always understood that you couldn't just shoot and then hide in exactly the same place. But I might be wrong because I can't find anything on that now. I might have just found it somewhere.
There's no rule against it, but it's pointless because well, it's not really pointless. It's like I would come out from my cover, shoot someone, and then hide back behind that cover, and obviously, in character, the guy I shot would know, like, oh, someone shot an arrow from there. I need to go check there. If I can't go anywhere from that hiding spot, like, I'll get caught. But if I can, like, crouch behind, like, in between bushes and stuff, like,
the reason
I can just pop in and out of cover.
Is because, like, if you look at my stream, say there's a piece of ground here and a box here, right? Oh.
There's a lot of delay, so
Shouldn't be a lot of.
I'm watching. It's probably because I'm downloading PUBG in the background.
Probably. And there's a box here, and you're here. The reason it's useful because I always thought that you couldn't do this. Say you've got a friend.
I cannot see it on your screen.
Why not?
Oh, no, I can. I guess I wasn't live enough.
And then you've got an enemy here. What it's useful for is because if you're attacking someone from hidden, you get advantage. So, because I've had a situation in a game before where I've had a rogue who's you, yeah, and they just hide, bonus action hide, pop up, shoot the guy, go back behind cover. Well, no, it would have been they would have shot, but no, they would have hidden like round 1. And then round 2 they would have popped out, shot with advantage, and then bonus action hidden again behind exactly the same box, like a 5 foot by 5 foot box.
Yeah.
And I always thought there was a ruling against doing that because I've had it happen in a game I was playing where that happened, and we had a whole conversation about it, and I thought there was a ruling against that because that seems just a little bit fucking silly to me.
Yeah, but
break cover shoot.
It kind of makes sense though, because if you're looking at someone like who's handling a crossbow and you see him reloading and doing all that, like you know he's gonna shoot, so you can kind of prepare for it. But if he's hiding behind the box, pops out, shoots you, hides again, you don't know what he's doing, so you can't like prepare for it.
Right.
So I guess that it kind of makes sense, you know?
Yeah, okay, yeah, right. I never fucking thought of it that way at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like
yeah, Bob,
you're not invisible.
Yeah. Interesting. No, I think you've yeah, no, that's a good explanation. Yeah, I always thought there was a rule against it because I think I'd heard someone say it before, but I just assumed it was a rule. Roy, you can do it. Yeah, but that's the problem. What Bob's saying is because they know you're behind the box. Like if your teammate wasn't there, they would just walk around and just kill you. Or just
that's my reasoning as well. You know.
Yeah. I saw an interesting post on the Facebook group the other day as well that was kind of a similar situation. Oh.
The status of hidden isn't exactly like that they don't know that you're there at all, it's that they don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Which if they don't know of your presence yet, it just includes they don't know that you're there.
I like looking at it that way, that actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, alright. So we've got another box here, right? So this is a top-down, like, looking at D&D battle map here, right? Once
yes.
Okay, can you see this?
I see a line.
Okay, it'll come up in a second. Alright, so in this scenario, right? You've gone into this room and rolled like a 24 on stealth behind this box. Yeah?
Yeah.
And there's an orc who comes into the room. I say an orc. There's an enemy that comes into the room, right? Doesn't matter whether they know you're in the building or not. Doesn't matter if they're looking for you. Ignore any like context to this. Say they walk down here.
Yeah.
What do you think happens? Does it break the stealth? Do they see you? Do they have to roll for it? How do you think it works? What do you reckon?
I think that depends on their perception, right? If their passive perception beats your stealth roll.
Yeah, but you're stood behind a box, and they walk, and you're completely in the open.
So they have like line of sight on you?
Yeah.
Well, it's just perception check then.
So you think if the enemy's completely... So if you're completely in the open, they still need to roll to see you?
I don't think they need to roll. I think it's just their passive perception.
And if it
you stand perfectly still. Yeah.
and if it doesn't beat... If your passive perception isn't higher... Probably just 2014 rules, Bob. I don't know how it works in the new ones. But if their passive perception doesn't beat your stealth check, then they don't see you if they walk like all the way around.
I mean, you can't hide when you're not obscured. That's so if you're out in the open.
Yeah.
Like you're not obscured to that enemy because you're not behind the box, like in that instance. So it would just break his stealth.
It would just break your stealth, you reckon?
Yeah, because you're not obscured to him.
Bob, but you hid before this guy even entered the room. So before you entered the room, you
doesn't matter because you're hide. Every every instance, every tick, I'll say, it like rechecks basically.
Okay.
If they have enough vision to see you, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're heavily obscured and their passive perception beats your stealth roll, they'll see you even while you're heavily obscured. But because in that instance, from that side, you're not heavily obscured, like your stealth roll doesn't matter. They'll see you.
Maybe I drew the box badly. But let's say the door is up here and the door's at the top. They walk in through the top, like they don't immediately see you when they walk into the room, but they walk around the other side of the box.
The moment they make line of sight, they just see you.
Line of sight, they see you. You reckon? Is that what you say as well, Bob? Because that's what I think. I think
that's the ruling. Yeah, that's the rules as written.
no. No, technically, apparently not.
Wait, what?
Apparently not. There was a bunch of people in the chat that were saying, in this Facebook group chat that I was in, that were literally just raging. You could try and hide then the DM and see how easy it is to see you. You go back to 3E. Okay, so Bob would use the rules to determine this, but apparently to all of these like hardcore rules nerds, apparently they wouldn't see you, because literally the only wording is you can only hide when you're obscured, but also it says that you can only be. It also says that to break that, like the hiding condition, it's a contested check or against the passive perception. Because when you hide, when you take the hide action, right, it makes you invisible. When you're hidden, it says you are invisible. Like you gain the properties of being invisible.
That is... There should be a difference between hidden and invisible, I feel.
I reckon so, yeah. So,
and I'm a stealth lover, like I love playing stealth.
Yeah. That's the 2024 rules, okay, wrong rules. But yeah, so if you succeed, you gain the invisible condition until you reveal yourself by taking aggressive action or making a lot of noise. So let's say it was your turn, you went behind the box, hid, and then the enemy walked into the room, walked behind the box. New rules, 2024. 2024 rules, sorry, not 2014. They wouldn't see you. Like...
I mean, that kind of gives everyone the ability to make themselves just cloaked, completely invisible. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so like you could go hide behind the box, and as long as you don't move, you are invisible. The enemy can walk throughout the entire room as long as they don't roll above a 20. You know, if you roll a 25, as long as they don't roll above a 25, they can't find you. It's ridiculous, I think.
It's really... I'm a stealth player. I will always be the sneaky rogue who tries to stay out of sight as long as possible, and I think that is absolute just bullshit.
Yeah,
like,
what? This was their attempt to make stealth a bit more fun, but in my opinion, stealth in D&D is just more centric around actually using the invisibility spell, right? Like
stealth is fun if the map is built well. Like,
yeah, if the map's built for stealth, but I think in D&D, because it's magic, the stealth, you know, at level 1 stealth is like running around and hiding, but once you hit level 5? No. Once you hit like level 3, I think that's when you get invisibility, and that's when invisible is like how you stealth. And you still, like, being invisible doesn't mean you are undetectable.
I feel like that should be like a passive for a race instead of just being the general. Like, if a tiefling had a passive for like, or if they succeed a hide roll, they like gain, like, they become actually invisible. Or like a new race, like a reptilian race, that if they succeed a hide roll, they just become invisible.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be cool. But, like, because with this current ruling, if you're playing as Little Timmy who still shits his pants, like, you can hide and become invisible, like, what?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, imagine that, like, you're an orcish clan raiding a village, and everyone just rolls natural 20s on there. And then stealth checks, and the village is just empty to the orcs. Like, you walk into a room, there's 25 squares in the room, and 24 of them are taken up by an NPC using the hide action. Like, what? What happens then?
Yeah, and they were heavily obscured because the door was closed. Yeah. Like, what? It makes no sense.
It's so silly.
We take the hide action, you make a dexterity check, and the hide following the rules for hiding. If you succeed, you gain certain benefits. Unseen attacker. Yeah, but that makes sense. And like, being hidden should be directional. Like, you can be obscured by a box on one side, but completely out in the open on the other side. You know?
Yeah.
That whole system just...
I feel like it was a bit of a miss. I feel like that one was a bit of a miss.
Yeah.
But in general, Bob was the guy that hooked me up with the book, by the way, so you can thank Bob. Absolute legend.
You don't have a book.
No. But like, in the parallel universe where I did have the book because I was a filthy criminal, it would probably have been Bob.
Oh yeah.
Absolute legend, Bob. Big hearts. I can click on a heart. Look,
I haven't spoken to Bob in so long.
I still play with Bob. We just had a session on Saturday, and it was brilliant. But yeah,
I wish I had the attention span to like properly play D&D.
it's just you just gotta find a campaign that fits for you. Like maybe I just run too much RP or something, or maybe you would enjoy playing like one-on-one D&D. I've always wanted to play one-on-one D&D.
I feel like I would enjoy that more because it's
like you're the main character. I feel like that would be so fucking fun. Do you want to do it?
Yeah, sure.
I feel like that would be brilliant. Do you want to do a stream? Do you want to stream it or not?
I can stream that, yeah. Like while you stream it.
Third edition rules of hiding. I don't know what the third edition rules for hiding are.
I don't like watching D&D campaigns, though.
D&D 3. I mean, I'm googling this, but Bob probably knows the third edition hiding rules off by heart.
Did they make sense?
That's the thing, really, because like you want it to make sense, but at the same time, it's got to fit within the bounds of a tabletop game. Like, it's not a video game, and the whole point of D&D is it's introducing rules to like a fantasy. So it's hard, yes, but I feel like this invisibility when you hide is a real big breaker of immersion. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that just really doesn't fit. But yeah, we should do it. Yeah, we should do a fucking one-on-one campaign. That'd be really cool, really fun. Because there's a really cool homebrew rule set I saw for like epic classes.
Is there an epic assassin? You know what I really want to play sometime in a campaign? There's like a
legendary classes. I think it was this one.
rogue subclass. Yeah, rogue subclasses.
Level
Soul Knife.
Infinite legend. Are you looking at what I'm looking at?
No, I'm looking at the rogue subclasses. I really want to play a Soul Knife at some point.
In 3E, you make an opposed roll against whoever can see you at that moment. If nobody can, then you don't roll. When you need to oppose... I can't see that for some reason. If nobody can, then you don't roll when you need to oppose someone. So what, if no one can... Like, if you're behind a box, you don't even need to roll to hide, you're just hidden? But you can hide... Or do you roll, like, if to... Oh, right, so you only roll, like, in this situation here. You would only roll when the orc came around the corner, and then you would both roll. And then if you won, like, narratively, you would be, like, dodging around the box or something.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I kind of like that. I mean, it makes more sense.
Bob, you know a lot about the rules.
Bob knows about all of the rules, then.
Are there any rules about social stealth in D&D? Because I don't actually know this. Like, it's like, say I've just assassinated the king, you know, and the guards they've seen me, but I've jumped through a window and now I'm in a market and I go stand near a stall, like to pretend like I'm interested in their wares, and the guards like run past me. Is there like any ruling where like do I need?
That would be like a performance.
That's just performance.
Yeah. Because
I guess.
Performing. You're literally, you're not stealthing, you're acting.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be stealth. It depends on what you're doing. Like, if you just want to, like, pretend to be a nobody amongst other people, then it would probably be a stealth roll. But, like, if you're, like, alone at a stall and just want to pretend to be a customer, it would probably be a
No, I mean like actually like blending into a crowd of people.
Yeah, well, I would probably go for... Maybe I would roll stealth with... It would be a stealth roll. It just depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
if
makes
you were
sense.
like trying to straight up hide, it would maybe be a stealth roll. But I would also have an argument for a stealth roll using charisma as like the roll modifier as well. I feel like either of those would make sense.
Yeah, it's like how awkward you are.
Yeah, like if you, I feel like stealth with the charisma might make sense. Impersonating will be performance, yeah.
You're not impersonating though. You're just pretending to be.
No, but Bob's saying like imperson. No, that's yeah. Bob was just saying it was. But I feel like stealth just works for that if you want to be nice and simple about it.
Still with a charisma roll makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing about D&D is like how I run it is it's like rule of cool. So like it all depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Like 100%. There's not.
Speaking of cool.
Yeah.
Bob, you know what a soul life is, right?
You know what? I was with my page group the other day. I was going through. We were going through like the new classes, and I was looking at the subclasses that players get. And I was like, "Holy fuck! I didn't know there was this many." Like, I only play barbarians, and it really opened my eyes. Wait, they killed that. You can't swap the stats on your roll. Well, that's annoying. But also, I mean, people didn't really use it. And people always get confused when I ask them to, like, roll stealth with charisma. Or something along to that effect.
Found the wiki. Dude, soul life just sounds so cool. You can go into an area completely unarmed, and you can summon, like, psychic blades into your hands.
Soul Life has...
Sorry, I wasn't talking to you. I don't know much about player classes at all, because I don't play. Well, I play with Bob, but I just play a barbarian. Right. It's a class with a resource dice.
Yes.
Those are always fun. Oh, in 2014 they killed it. In 2024 they're going back to it. Yeah. Oh no, I thought it was an optional. I thought it was in the 2014. I don't know. Genuinely, I make up so much stuff. They've reworked it into something. That's nice. You can manifest. Oh right, so you've just got empty hands.
Yep. I'm pretty sure you can throw them as well.
Optional, yeah, it's an optional, yeah. I thought it was an optional rule. I think it makes sense, but with most of them being played on VTTs, it's also like confusing. Like in person, it's a lot easier because like you just roll the d20 and add different modifiers. But yeah, I've got a homebrew. We've got a homebrew subclass for one of my mates in one of my campaigns, and they use they use strength for some charisma checks and such. Just makes sense, doesn't it? Hey mate, how you doing? Horse Monkey. I don't know who Horse Monkey is, you know. Do I know who you are? Dude just popped up a couple of times. All things have integrated weapons. You need a DM that designs equipment for you. Yeah, well, I love designing items.
Yeah, see, Bob, that issue that the DM has to like make equipment. That sounds a whole lot like not my problem.
My mate's double my volume. Oh yeah, Doom's massively loud just because I need him to be. I'll turn him down a bit. Oh, it's Matthew. Yeah, my bad, bro. You can't change it. Why can't you change it? I swear you can change your YouTube name. Matthew is a guy that I met IRL. We just
the guy from the Bible.
We just played a one-shot the other weekend, bro, and it was fucking brilliant. It was like a. Did you ever meet Russell, Captain Russell?
Yeah.
Did you? Did you, or were you just saying that?
In Minecraft.
Oh right, yeah. It's this dude. Where is he? It's that dude. Oh, I got a tattoo of him, and we played a little one-shot with him.
Ah, I see.
A viable dragon class / background for 2024 changes. I changed my YouTube name, my Google name. Matthew.
You can change it.
Yeah, I changed mine.
But you have to change it from by logging into Google, not logging into YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. I had no idea it was Matthew. Good old Russell. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even think I showed you Matthew, but I literally got a tattoo of him. I don't know if I ever showed you guys. I don't know if we played. I don't know if I got it before we played last time or not. As in, like, I don't know if I got it the time we played before last time. Can't remember. But you definitely can, because I think I've done it like 4 times.
Get another tattoo soon.
Are you? What are you going for?
I'm gonna get a scarab.
Had you already told me that?
Egyptian, probably. Yeah, I've been planning to get it for months.
Oh, you did notice. I don't think I showed it. Yeah, I did. I kind of after the whole session, I was like, wait, why the fuck didn't I just show my tattoo of Russell when I was describing what Russell looked like? Oh my god, man. I was fucking kicking myself after that. I was like, that's so stupid. Yeah. Look, wait. I made a whole picture for the one shot, bro. Look at that. It'll pop up on stream in a minute, I think. I play Russell in like other things. I played one at the local game shop, and when I was playing Russell, I described him, and then I was like, yeah, he looks something like this. And it was like, just works, you know, having a D&D character on hand. It just works. But anyway, dude, this is what I was talking about, the legendary classes. I saw them ages ago, and I was like, this looks fucking sick.
Yeah, I mean, if it ever like shows up.
You just gotta catch up to the live, bro. I swear I don't have that much delay. I shouldn't do anyway.
This dishonest trickery. What's that?
Dishonest trickery. It's doing all right, Matthew. I was the whole stream today was working on it. So today I was gonna build the dragon NPC, and I got a really nice breakthrough of like the motivations and the reason behind the dragon. But I mean, did you watch the video I uploaded or not? You commented on it, I think. Or you commented on something. But do you know what I've put together so far or not? I know Doom doesn't, so I might just go over it anyway. You can also just jump in VC if you want, if you're not busy. Um, legendary classes were a 3E thing as well. That might be why they made them then. But the whole point of these legendary classes is to be like solo play. So why would you play it with its 2 people? Like, so I think it could be really, really fun. Oh, sweet, Matthew. Should we invite Matthew to the server? Or
Yeah.
we can invite
I mean,
Bob
this
as
server
well,
is
you know?
just literally anyone that can join this one.
Where is it in my message?
I remember we made it because every Discord that we shared was like, it had a purpose. Like, one was for Biscuit Inc., one was for like.
Yeah. Bob,
or D&D,
toss you an
like, we
invite
should
as well
just-
if you want to jump in.
I think Bob DM'd me recently.
Oh, did he?
I think I ignored him.
Oh my god, bro. Actually, I need to go through all my DMs. I think I've ignored some.
Oh no, I'm confusing him with someone. I probably yeah, I know. I saw him with my friends list when I was cleaning it up.
Alright, me and Bob. So remember, we used to play D&D with Bob, right? You were there at the start of the campaign we're still playing. Actually, it was the one. Like, were you? It was the underground one. Actually, I don't know if you were or not.
I don't remember playing in Underground campaign.
Hello.
Hey man, how you
up?
doing?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, how about yourself?
Oh, everyone's here. Bob, you'll know then. Was Doom ever in the underground in this campaign or not? Don't think he was. Bob's muted. Oh well. Yeah, how
Damn.
you doing, man?
Never mind, Bob. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, literally arrived back home in London yesterday, so it's been
Nice.
busy.
Yeah, did everything.
But
Obviously, I mean, no one's watching my stream, but don't divulge all of your personal
No.
information. But did it all go?
no,
well?
I will.
Did
It
all
did go well.
Nice.
We moved to that particular city, of which I will not disclose.
Oh, but now
and,
people know it's a city, so that narrows it down.
Shit. Fuck. Yeah, true. England's only got like 2.
Oh,
so.
now they know it's a city in England. Fucking hell.
Fuck. My bad, guys.
Do they have
Ah.
places? Wait, it's England. They, of course they.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. I think I tripped on a few on the way over.
Hi guys.
Hey,
Hey,
Bob, how you doing?
Bonjour.
Hey, pretty well. I saw you were still on, so I hopped in a bit.
Hey, thank
Still,
you. Did you?
that's neat what you're doing.
Do you remember if Doom was ever in the start of the Under Kingdom campaign, or was he just? Did he leave before we started it?
I remember him playing the 3.5 edition.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
played in the midnight. I have no memories. I don't think he played with us in the.
Yeah.
We played with you as the DM, I think, for a couple of
Yeah,
sessions or
yeah,
something,
that one.
but not with me. I don't think so.
I remember vividly that Doom was in that one, and I remember that you were in that one because I remember I did something very silly that you were upset about, and I've made it my life's mission to never do it again. Yeah.
You wait. What happened
So-
in the campaign?
Do you not remember? I mean, you probably don't, because it's probably nothing to you, but to me, it's one of those things that I'll remember forever. So, it was thingy, Frog. She wanted to play a new character, so you guys got back to the city, and you asked if there was a boathouse or something, and I said,
Oh, right.
and I said no.
Oh yeah. Something about the boats.
Yeah, you asked
Yeah.
if there was like a boathouse so you could like see what the boatmaster was doing and stuff like that. And I said no
Yeah.
because I wanted to get. There was like 3 new characters because they had killed all their characters off for some reason. And I said no, and then you were upset about that, rightfully so. And that's
I
one of the
remember
one
this.
things that I'm going to remember for my entire life is that you were
No
upset about
memories
that.
of this.
Yeah, you sent me a message, man, and you were like, you were upset that I had like shut it down, and as I said, rightfully so, because it was like I was just trying to push to get the characters in.
Oh my boy, I bullied you as a player. I'm so sorry.
No. It was
not
completely
cool.
correct, man. It was completely correct what you said, and it's just something I remember, and I'm never going to repeat it. I'm doing my best not to.
I was playing that crazy druid that thought he could become a dragon or something.
Yeah, you were playing Emerald. They were called Emerald.
Right.
I used to bully that character.
I remember.
I bullied you so much.
I remembered something like we got a boat, then we got smashed by big monsters, we ended up in a city, and there I wanted to see the boatmaster something because I wanted to secure the boat. I think that's the thing I was probably looking for, maybe this. And then we got like arrested like the minute ago because you wanted probably to give us I'd imagine it was the way to get us to the MacGuffins. And I actually escaped it because I like teleported and changed into a fish.
That was a different one. That was a different time.
It's not this one then.
No, it was the same story, but it was a different time when I put you into like it was Frog's old character that I brought back, and like I just railroaded you away from the boathouse, and you didn't. As I say, it was a silly thing to do, and that's one thing I will never forget. But yeah,
I can't remember that then. But then I'm.
It's just one of them things, isn't it? You'll never remember, but I always will.
Then I'm still sorry. I mean, that's cool if you took it as an interesting plus for you, but I'm still sorry if it marked you in such a way, which is pretty uncool.
Don't be sorry, Bob. It's only made me better.
Okay, then that's okay. I mean, since then you took your revenge on the creating stuff for your DM. I mean, I'm sure.
Oh, what have I done? What have I done bad? No, I haven't.
You haven't done anything bad. No way there. But I mean, I literally built up an entire section of the giants just for your character. You haven't gone there yet.
Yeah, I mean,
but within the Cloud City, there's a special room and a place and a character as an element that's linked just because you were like, oh, I want to do that. And I was like, okay, then how could he have done that? Where would it be in that place? And it's for the better. It's not a bad thing.
I never meant for it to be that deep. I just wanted to give you an idea, so I wasn't putting it all on your back.
On the contrary, it's really I like that's how my world building goes usually. I have like the general elements, and then the fluffy, and then the players go like, could there be like something like this? And you're like, what could it be then?
That's how I do it, yeah. Helps.
Yeah, it's just great to do.
Other people come up with your ideas for you.
Yeah.
And then you make
completely.
them work.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, I'm trying not to kill too many people at once.
So,
like yesterday, they were trying. I've built a manor near New Emerald, and the entire group, they got inside the manor. They were hunting a specific person. They got into a big fight over a 2-story building. And then once they got some of the quiet, they just beelined to find the next elevator to get to the next level. I have like tons of stuff built and written around the places in the rooms. There's like stuff to get coins. They're not even looking for any of the rooms. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, that's just what happens, isn't it? I remember Matthew built a one-shot for us to play in.
I did.
I always play characters that aren't the brightest, but people usually listen to what I'm saying for some reason. So like, I mean, it happened with Bob the other week. Bob had like a really cool trial where you had to basically like run through and ignore all of the damage that was being thrown at you. But the name of the
reckless
trial,
part,
the name of the trial was called Reckless. So my character being fucking stupid, I decided to play my character as just do the first thing that came to mind in my turn. Because that's what my character did, and everyone else was like, yeah, let's do it.
I mean, you wrecked a bunch of the robots, I mean.
Yeah, and we fucking lost. But yeah, nah. It was the same in the one that Matthew made. Is like, my character just did a bunch of fucking nonsense. And I bet
you picked a dead dog, bro.
That was your fault, but that was... I wasn't doing that, okay? That's Russell's real origin story. He killed a dead dog.
God, it was burnt as well. Oh no.
Okay, for context, right? I would never see a dead dog and be like, "Oh, let's kick it."
No. Character.
I RP'd that Russell got mad and just fucking stormed off and just kicked some of the logs on the floor, And he rolled a natural 1, so Matthew said it was a dead dog that I kicked.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's a DM thing. That's not your.
No, yeah, I kind of made him do it. Yeah, that's not on him.
It was fucking hilarious though.
It was funny.
Yeah.
Vibes are just different in in-person games, I have to say.
We've all done
That's very
dumb
fair.
things, like jumping
yeah.
off statues.
I mean, you were there for that, weren't you, Bob? At the beginning of the campaign that I ran, Doom jumped off a 50-foot tall statue.
No, I don't.
No, he wasn't.
Remember
It was
that.
It was
Michael and was the other
Yeah.
group.
That's one of my favourite stories to tell. Is level 1, right? Level 1. Darxus, Doom's character, a rogue, who had I think you had 14. No, you had like what? Was it 8 HP or something?
Yeah,
You
like
had-
7 or 8.
You had 7 or 8 HP, and he climbed up a 50-foot tall stone statue to investigate it.
Hmm.
Naturally.
And I was like, yeah, cool, yeah, you can climb up at it, see if there's anything cool. And then he got to the top, he looked around, and then he was like, okay, I jump off. And I was like, I was like, you sure? You're gonna take
No feather falling.
yeah, you're gonna take 5d6 damage. And he was like, yeah, no, I'm sure. I'll just roll.
Oh no.
I'm like, okay, you take 5d6 damage. I rolled the 5d6, and he was 1 point off insta dying because of like the double
Yeah, of the damage.
yeah,
No,
double
no.
health as damage rule.
I wasn't like trying to roll, by the way. I yelled down at
Oh,
like.
to be caught. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean the character kind of deserved to die there, so don't feel
That would have
bad.
been a crazy death. Oh my god.
Dice saved you. So, I think I rolled a 13 or something, and you were 1 point off being
Jesus.
insta-killed because of D&D rules.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
hey, 5d6 could still only be, like 5 damage.
Yeah, it could be 5 damage, yeah. And
Yeah.
it was low, to be fair. It rolled, I think it was a 13. I'm pretty sure it was 13.
True, actually, yeah, for that much.
All of that was because Michael didn't catch me. Just saying.
And then
What's the rules on catching someone when they? Because you can't plummet from like a skyscraper and just get
there
caught.
No, there isn't. You can't technically do that. How
Yeah.
D&D works is as soon as you fall all the way instantly. There's no...
Yeah, instantly 500 feet, yay.
Yeah, you
But there's a
can-
cap
you
to the
can fall
falling damage, so you can survive, which is also a nonsense.
up to
But hey.
20d6. I always ignore the maximum damage, unlike if you jump off 3,000 feet without way of
No,
surviving.
they've got some of it right, that if it's deep enough, there's friction and you would actually slow down a bit.
Yeah.
But and there's something that's max speed.
That is true,
But 500 feet per second makes turn makes no sense. It just makes no sense.
yeah.
Also,
Like, can we sit
Gage-
down and determine the terminal velocity for a moment,
Hmm.
It's literally instant.
Yes,
Like you
you-
step off a
you-
cliff, you're instantly 500 feet down. That's it.
You forgot the
Yeah.
funniest detail about that story, by the way, Gage.
Did I?
Out of the whole party, Darkseid was the ones with the highest intelligence.
No.
Oh, so it was the smartest who did that?
Smartest person in the room yeets himself off a statue.
Oh boy.
Fucking hell, man. You can't explain that one away.
Yeah, that's a hard one for the DM. I mean,
I mean, Darius got laid a lot in that campaign.
Twice. No, 3 times.
Yeah, twice with a woman.
More than any of my more than any of my characters. Oh man.
Low perception rolls be like.
That one was funny.
I'll fight. It's this one. Oh no. I'm trying to set a new world, but it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. No, I'm building a new adventure.
Yeah, I've seen. I like the idea of the dragon that
Have
you laid
watched it?
down.
Do you know what
Yeah, I
it's
watched
about?
the first part.
Hey, thanks man.
I like the plan. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, it's all because the magazine is called Everyday Dragons. So I was like,
Sorry,
Yeah,
I was away for 30 seconds. What was that first part?
I was just saying, the whole adventure came from the name of the magazine, Everyday Dragons.
Oh,
like, what would be a cool adventure with a dragon? So yeah, so do you know the rough outline of it, Matthew? Did you watch the video?
I did watch the video, although I'll be honest. I'm sure when you say something, it'll jog my memory again.
Yeah, I'll go over it 'cause I don't think Doom watched it. Did you? Doom, do you know about it?
Nope.
No, yeah, I didn't think so. Real friend right there. He won't watch my 15-minute YouTube videos, SMH. Even when I watch blemish TikToks that I don't understand a single word of. Oh man.
You gotta do the algorithm, watch all the way through.
Absolutely, bro. I'll comment in English like, this is the best video I've ever seen. I love the...
Hey.
Oh man. Yeah, so the adventure. It's all going to be about a dragon that works on creating a final art piece to like crown its hoard or something.
Okay.
So the adventure is... Start of the adventure, players meet, and then the first part of the adventure is the players need to gather something or help the dragon create a sculpture. So they do some quests, do a little adventure or two, get back. The dragon creates the sculpture. The dragon doesn't like it. It's too like set in stone. It's too solid. He couldn't really do much with the medium of creating a sculpture. So he's like, right, I want something that's more flexible, more interesting, and he goes with creating a music piece. So he creates a music piece. The players, you know, I'm thinking for this one, the encounters will be the players go out to maybe like record different sounds from around the area, or they maybe like steal some instruments from a local tavern or something. And the dragon doesn't like that because it's too fleeting. Once you've performed the music, it's done, it's gone, it's not like real enough. So he goes for a painting. Again, there's going to be some more encounters. But after the dragon has done a painting, the dragon realizes, actually, I wanted to combine all of these three. So the dragon creates a final art piece, and throughout the entire thing, the BBG, like the main enemy, is going to be the mayor of the local town, who's worried that the dragon's going to create this art piece and then destroy them all because it's a chromatic dragon, which like the evil types of dragon, and it's a green dragon. And green dragons are known most for being lying and being deceitful. So just today I've decided it's going to be a green dragon because I imagine, you know, the mayor, he's going to send off a missive like to the Grand Library, which is like, right, what are green dragons like? One of them's just landed near my town and I want to know what the fuck is up. And he gets back the missive saying green dragons, they always lie, they're deceitful, they're always out for their own gain. And that's why this guy's the BBG, even though the dragon only wants to make a nice art piece. So the final scene is the final encounter is the players are going to be defending from a small little horde of enemies and like a mercenary dragon hunter as the dragon creates its final art piece. So that's kind of like the overview of it.
That's sick. It's cool having a dragon that's not the boss.
A dragon that's what?
It's cool having a dragon in a campaign and it not be the final boss, you know?
Yeah. What I've just thought of today is like going through all... Today's plan was to build the dragon as a character. And my idea is what I just came up with is the dragon. So you know when you lie once, you've got to lie again and again and again and again and again to keep the lie up, right?
Yeah.
So my idea is this dragon it's fucking ancient. It's been alive centuries, millennium. And after all this time, like, you know, you lie, your web of lies, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you've got to have bigger lies to keep it up and spread and that kind of stuff. So the dragon's just got to a point where it's like, I can't be fucked keeping this life up. Like, it's all just a lie. And it's going to... what I'm thinking is it's going to, you know, the whole thing behind it, it's going to have spoken to Bahamut, which is like the god of the good dragons, like the metallic dragons.
Yeah.
Okay.
The nice daddy.
Yeah. And Bahamut's going to be like, okay, if you want to be a good dragon, prove it to me. Prove that you're a changed being. And the green dragon takes that and they're like, okay, how can I prove that I'm a different person? And they've heard that like art is a gateway to the soul and like it shows like your true inner being and all that kind of stuff, right? So the dragon's like, right, I want to create a great art piece that proves to Bahamut that I am a different person. So that's why the dragon's doing it, and the dragon will be if it succeeds, the dragon will be changed to a metallic color.
Oh, sick.
I think it's cool. I think that was a really good idea that kind of logically came together quite well.
Yeah, it's quite a nice bite-sized idea as well. It doesn't have to be like an epic campaign.
Yeah, I'm thinking, it's 5 chapters, and one of those is the beginning. So I'm thinking hopefully it should be take between 6 to 10 sessions maybe.
Yeah.
How would it be up to the players to influence that? Like the dragon.
Yeah.
Are you considering an open-ended version of the dragon in which one, if they did, they helped him in a honest, positive way, like they didn't go and slaughter a village to bring him back what he needed for his stuff or whatever? Would that influence the type of dragon it becomes, or would not that be part of it?
The idea is it's kind of like a starter adventure that has a little bit of depth. So like newer DMs could run it, but also experienced DMs could like kind of take it their own, put some swings on it. So like the base story is relatively simple in the sense that the dragon is going to. So the whole campaign, the whole adventure takes place in a town, and this town is like a central piece that's next to some sort of like outcropping or rock, where when you're in this space you can look around and you see like 15 different biomes around you. Like it's like this central point between loads of different pieces of scenery and such. So it's like a place where you can be inspired and gain inspiration and stuff. And basically the dragon's going to be there, and they're just going to give not simple quests, but they're going to give quests of like, okay, I need some special clay for this sculpture, and for the music one, as I said, a couple of RP encounters and recording some sounds and such.
Yeah.
And the picture one, I'm not quite sure quite what I'll do for that one. Maybe players need to go and take pictures so the dragon can have different things to paint. So initially, Ooh.
You could even have it like complete random idea out of nowhere. Maybe the mayor has like a nice collection of paintings that the players could be coerced into stealing if they so chose. Further building a not so nice bond with a character, but cementing him as a main character in the story.
Yeah, maybe that's a nice idea. Interesting. I'll write it down. So
yeah, no worries.
What the player's influence will be like specific art pieces that are made, and then the ending, like the waves, the fight as the dragon is making the final art piece. It depends on how the fights go. Like I'll have a couple of endings and a couple of descriptions and pointers of how you can do the ending, but it'll kind of come down to the final fight. And if the dragon takes a specific type of damage, that'll influence the final fight, or if they take a certain amount of damage, it'll influence the final artwork, etc. So it'll have an impact on the outcome of the story.
Yeah, sick. So obviously, I'm going to ask this question: what sort of like locations will be involved? What might there need to be maps of, by any chance?
So yeah, for this one, I mean, I haven't delved too far into it yet, but I'm thinking it would be nice to have like an overview map, because I think this one should be one where there's a lot of traveling, like just speed, like not specifically an encounter as they travel around, but like it's a lot of like quick travel to different locations.
Yeah, like somewhat areas separated over hills or something,
Yeah, and I think like a nice map for this one would be like some sort of overview, like almost like a world map with different icons of places that the players can go. So I'm imagining like, the map will be centered around the kind of the village off to one kind of corner of the middle. And then it'll have the plateau bit in the middle, and then it'll just have all the different like biomes and scenes and mountain ranges kind of spread out from there, with different points where the players can go to find different things and achieve like complete different objectives.
Yeah, cool.
And then maybe some battle maps as well. But someone else might do the battle maps, or someone else might do the world map. I don't know. We'll have to as you say, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what people do.
Yeah, to be honest, obviously with the being busy over the last few days, I've not been paying the most attention. But yeah, I can do that overview map. I can do battle maps as well. I mean, I'm happy to take it all on alongside you, or someone else do it. I don't mind.
Yeah, it really depends, because I mean, I am making it, so I think, you know, I'm not being paid and there's no contract, so I think at the end of the day, the adventure will be mine, and it's just featured in the magazine, I think is the idea. So if we both want to put stuff into it, and then we can use it ourselves to, like, you know, run paid games or like sell externally or something like that, I'm sure we might be able to, depending on the other people that were involved. Because I also think it'd be cool if we could find someone to make ambience, like musical.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Pieces. I think that'd be sick, especially for like how it's such an artistic campaign. It's like some music pieces I think would be really, really fucking cool.
That's so true, actually. Yeah, an artistic campaign that originated from the idea of an art magazine. So there's lots of artists collaborating. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
One of my favorite, as I described in my last, in like the other video, one of my favorite parts of like starting a campaign is like drawing all of the people's characters in together, and like drawing, you know, like you see those like CIA fucking like pin boards where they draw connections between.
Yeah, the string and shit.
Yeah, I love doing stuff like this, and this feels like that is like I'm drawing connections between everything, and the story fits with the magazine, and I just feel like it all fits together.
So fun. That's why you need a pin board. 100% recommend it. Get a pin board.
Yeah, fucking hell, if I had any money, bro.
I feel that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, cool.
That's the idea.
Yeah, well, awesome. Yeah, I'm so excited for it. I think it's gonna be fucking sick.
100%, man. 100%.
Yeah.
And yeah. Either way, it will be a fucking cool campaign. Even if the magazine, like, you know, hopefully the magazine goes well, but it'll be the first edition. We will always be the first edition. Hopefully, it becomes this massive thing. We'll see. I think it's a great opportunity,
exactly.
And it'll be fun no matter what.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, yeah, fingers crossed it all goes well. I mean, hoping for the best, but it's also nice that, like, we also get to keep our stuff, you know? So, yeah, it's kind of like a win-win situation, really.
That's what I see it as, right?
Yeah, and yeah, hopefully an opportunity.
100%. But yeah, we do have to have a conversation with Kylie. Is it Kylie?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Gonna see what's up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah.
100%.
I mean, so what's the next step? So obviously you're working on your Dragon NPC, and then after that?
Yeah, so I'm doing Dragon NPC and the Dragon Slayer NPC. And then there are people that are making NPCs for the magazine, so I don't know if some of those guys want to make, like, the other NPCs, because that's, like...
Alright, that'd be cool.
You know?
Yeah.
And then it's the encounters, like, actually writing it up so that when somebody buys the magazine and downloads the Foundry module, if you look on the stream, you know, they've got this little pop-up that's like how to run a campaign. It's got steps on how to run it.
Oh, yeah.
All of that kind of stuff.
Start here section.
Yeah, and it's literally going to be like just like a pre-written adventure that people can download and run. So it's next step. I would build the encounters out after I build the NPCs and the locations of where players are sent off to and what they're sent off for specifically, etc., etc.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. It's fun stuff. I love making adventures. And it's nice when it's not for me, so I'm actually, you know, I'm trying to make it. Even though it is.
Yeah, I don't know about you. What's that, sir?
Even though it is kind of for me.
I guess it is and it isn't, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is for you, but it's also our obligation to do it for the magazine.
Because there's other people working on the project together, so there's a bit of a...
Yeah. I definitely get that. I'm awful at making stuff for myself or just for the fun of it now. It's usually like, if it's for someone else, it's so much easier to do.
Definitely. Even with the Aldor Guard campaign that I'm working on, it's like... it's just hard to see the end goal. Is really the problem.
Yeah.
With this, it's nice. It's nice. Very nice. Absolutely. Yeah.
What's up?
As you said, absolutely, yeah.
I think that's the only way I know how to build a campaign or a place. I write it as if I'm trying to explain it to someone else. Otherwise, I only make like a 2-word notes on a paper and that's it.
Yeah, definitely. I do the same thing. Like, I just go through and I make just bullet points everywhere, and then when I come back to it later, I'm like, what does this even mean?
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to write it as if I'm telling it to someone else.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
I remember it was about a week or so ago watching a video of someone who's like a very long-term DM now, and they were looking back through the notes of their very first campaign they ran. And it was very interesting to see, obviously, from his perspective, where he's like, you know, really used to it. And then me as the viewer, who's still like a brand new DM, him laughing at the stuff that basically I did for his first campaign. Because he pretty much had it where, like, his stage directions essentially were like a good paragraph or 2 long. And he had it really closely planned out. And he was like, yeah, I don't do this. Like, I have a sentence or 2 as a general idea or vibe I'm going for, and the rest is completely made up.
Yeah.
Which really goes to show the improv level of it.
Yeah, if you're good at it, then it can be really useful. I mostly improv stuff.
Yeah.
Not mostly, like I do a lot of foundational work, but a lot of like what actually happens in a session is improv.
Yeah.
Even if you've already written it down, it's still improv in a way, because you can't write down exactly, you know, like, oh, the players are going to ask this. It's all improv in a way.
Yeah, it's always, you still have to match the pieces together to what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the more you've prepared, honestly, the better you are at it.
Oh, definitely.
If you're like,
yeah.
I mean, even if you're like 30 years after starting DMing, it gets easier, but it's still, if you've done the work properly, it's so much easier anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
Which like, do I have enough prepared?
I
can imagine, depending on the players you have, you can never truly feel prepared.
Yeah, the one shot that me and Matthew played the other week, I made it all in. It was like an hour or something like that.
Yeah, it was like an hour and a half type thing. I think you were saying.
I said to Matthew, I was like, okay, just give me a theme, and you guys decide on the level that you're going for, and I'll just do it. And I was,
that's fun.
It was like super late night. Matthew was like, okay, theme is pirates, level 7. I was like, fuck, I don't have time to think about this. I've got to go to sleep. So I went to sleep. Woke up, made it all in about an hour and a half. And to be honest, I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm pretty happy with it.
It had a good balance of roleplay opportunities and combat opportunities. So yeah, I think all in all.
Honestly, I feel like the combat was really, really quite balanced and close. Like, I know that what was his name? Not Mischief. It was I've got his
Oh, Sunny.
No, not Sunny. Which one was it? Kasume.
Oh, was it Logan's character?
Yeah, Kasume. I feel like Kasume didn't take any damage, but I feel like it was still quite a close fight.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the best balanced fights.
Yeah, 100%. That was one of those fights where it really was a case of, is this going to be a TPK or this is really close?
Yeah, it was super close.
I did like the idea of the fact that the final fights were 2 back-to-back fights. So the first fight was a group of knights with one big strong knight. And then for the following fight that comes straight afterwards, you find that the big strong knight in the last fight is actually now the little guy in the next fight.
Yeah.
It really gives you that sense of power, and also that, oh god, he was hard to take down, and now there's more of them.
Yeah. I loved it.
But that was good.
I loved it.
It was fun though. It was interesting because it definitely showed the importance of even just like some sort of map. Because like, man, visualizing things can be hard.
Can be hard. Yeah, I've made the map since then, bro. I've made a map for the
Nice.
outer courtyard.
Oh, sick.
Haven't made one for the inner one or the tavern yet, but made one for the
Yeah.
outer one, and it's not great. But
It does the job. It does the job.
Yeah, it does the job, I think. Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look good, but then I shove like rain and fog and lighting effects on it in Foundry, and it looks okay.
That's the thing though. Honestly, like, as soon as you add shading and a bit of atmosphere, bam, a 5 out of 10 map goes to like an 8 out of 10 map. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so much.
Yeah. No.
Can I see a picture of it? Do you have it?
It's up on stream at the moment
Oh. Oh yeah.
I want to be heading out. See you guys.
now. See you later, dude.
See ya.
Have a good one, man. We'll have to talk about... Okay, no, man.
You really had to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing fancy, but it, as you say, it does the job.
No, it's nice.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
efficient.
Yeah. But I haven't done the inner keep one yet. But yeah, it was fun. So
Have a-
the whole one shot is set in like the far past history of the current world that I run in.
Oh damn.
So I guess it still goes back to what Bob was saying. It's like a lot of what I've done for the current campaign in the same world. Like, because I had, written a lot of stuff about it. It helped immensely in making a one shot in an hour and a half, because I already have a bunch of like the reasons and the history and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In place. So
Yeah, when you have the grounds, you can
Yeah.
build up
Yeah.
fast. That's a
Already
good
got that
thing.
foundation.
yeah, like the whole thing with Russell and his ship, that was already made. The whole thing with the Wardens, that was already made. All I
Cool,
really
yeah.
needed to like come up with was the fight in the Salty Kraken and Jaws.
That was fun.
Jaws was a fucking funny dude.
Yeah.
The Razor crew.
That guy messed me up. My character was just chilling, and then he got a harpoon shot through him and pulled over.
Yeah, your
my
character
God.
didn't even fucking like agree to any of it. He just got pulled in.
I love that concept. I don't think I did it the best, but the idea of the fact that my character was pretty much just pulled and just pushed into the whole one shot completely against his will is so funny.
Yeah.
It's like he was just a guy at a bar. He had a harpoon shot through him, and the next thing he knows, he's working for some captain who's not very nice, and then he's raiding a keep.
Oh man, I mean that's what happens when you're in
Yeah,
a
man.
pirate tavern, hey?
It's true. Yeah.
You should have picked another place to stop off.
Oh.
It was really fun to make. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I love making one shots. They're so fun.
They're really good because it's only a one shot. You get the freedom to just do whatever you want. Really, you can go for any theme. You can go a little bit crazy with it, because at the end of the day, what's the worst that's really gonna happen?
Yeah, there's no long-term consequences.
Yeah, players are pretty open to also trying something different for one shots too. It's funny though that you did mention the idea of us giving you a random theme, because we were juggling through a couple of themes.
Oh yeah.
It didn't just land straight on pirates. Let me.
I had a
I
brief
know-
look through the chat, but I didn't
Yeah,
read all of it.
still swamped into some messages. I think I wrote it. Oh yeah, so I guess two of them are kind of similar. So we were going between the idea of pirates, Atlantis theme, and Fae.
Oh yeah, I heard the Atlantis one.
Yeah.
Tricky to pull off in a one shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. I mean, I guess Atlantis theme you could do like underwater settlement type thing, but then it just kind of blends into pirates, and yeah.
Atlantis would have been interesting. That would have been cool.
I mean,
'cause
it-
underwater combat is something that's quite it doesn't really happen very much.
No, yeah, I'd never even considered it, to be honest.
There is like rules on being underwater and stuff, but it is quite brutal.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine if you're not like a water genasi or something inherent to it, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, you have
You
like
can't do much if you don't have a swim speed.
you have
Yeah.
disadvantage on like all your attacks and stuff if you don't have a swim speed, unless it's a javelin, short sword, spear, or trident. And ranged weapon attacks automatically miss beyond the weapon's normal range. So you know, like a dagger is like 30, 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's beyond 30 feet, it would just straight up miss.
Oof.
And you have disadvantage on normal attacks. It's pretty brutal, but I
Wow.
mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
other things you
Yeah.
can incorporate into it, and that's the fun of D&D.
Funnily enough, yeah. They
is.
don't use it much.
Yeah.
I guess it's like the idea of what makes D&D so fun is like, you know, is the underwater combat going pretty rough for you? Do you have the ability to maybe electrify the water?
Yeah. Come up
Cheeky
with like,
thunderbolt?
yeah, just interesting ideas. Just throw them out there, you know.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
That's the thing. You throw interesting situations at players so they come up with interesting solutions.
Mm. I'm gonna head out for dinner, but
Oh,
if
really?
you guys are still around when I get back, I'll always hop in. But
Yeah.
if not,
I'll be
have a good
around,
rest of your evening.
You too. I'll be around building the dragon.
I'd say
If you want to jump
Yes.
in again.
Yeah,
You
cool.
jumping up as
Yeah.
well, Bob?
I'm gonna say a bit more. I'm still making some stuff. If you
Cool.
stay around, otherwise I'll
Yeah, cool.
just sit on my own.
And stare at the wall.
What are you
Yeah.
building at the moment?
I'm setting up the roundwind part of the campaign. I'm starting off the. You're currently playing in the Under Kingdom with
Yeah.
the friends, and up on the surface part of the world is like the Empire that you kind of know of,
Yeah.
and north of this there's another continent which is the other start setting of the campaign, and I'm
Yeah.
actually making it the virtual version because the entire setting I have is written with my pen on books, so I need to make something that can be used online.
Yeah.
So I'm currently in the process of identifying the maps I have, which the ones I don't have, all the NPCs I need to build. That's gonna be fun. I mean, I have them. I just need to input them.
Yeah.
So it's more of a grunt task than anything.
You've got to get a Foundry module that can import pictures as stat blocks or something.
Yeah, but it's all completely in pen and papers, and I need to find the images as well. That's gonna be. I mean, I have written descriptions, so I'm probably gonna AI it a bit because I don't have the ways to get any one artist to make
Yeah.
a few hundred characters on the fly in a week. It's not gonna.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
not something you
fair
can ask. It's just nonsensical. But
And it's
in a
expensive.
dreamy world far away, I hope I can have all my characters drawn by humans.
Yeah.
But it's not yet there.
Well, it was nice to meet you, by the way.
Yeah,
But,
same. Likewise.
Yeah, I'll catch you guys later.
See you
Take it
later,
easy.
Matthew.
Okay, see you later. I need this. So yeah, I'm trying to set the proper rule notebook and stuff and the maps because I have a bunch of maps from the Roundwind part. I actually have a lot more city maps for it than I have for the Under Kingdom.
Yeah.
Amusingly enough. So they're probably gonna start like next month. They're gonna be doing the.
I've seen
it's-
it's been getting like loads more people in the Discord and stuff. How many games are you running at the moment?
I need to. My brain needs to think for a second. I have not that many every week game. I have like one which is all week, every week. The others are more every 2 weeks or once a month. So I have like
Yeah.
5 to 6, something like this.
I checked out your
Maybe 5, I think.
profile the other day, and you're already like one session away from having more games run than me on the site.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, I've been busy, especially during the holidays. People had more time, I think.
Yeah.
So it helps that I have kind of a niche. I can both have the DM sessions in English and the ones in French. This one is in French, and actually it's the team that's playing in the Under Kingdom who wants to try the other part of the story, so they want to make another group there.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a mess, which is a pretty fun thing because there are a bunch of winks here and there and small elements that you can piece together by doing the both sides of the story, and that's something I kind of like.
Nice.
And for instance, yesterday they were playing the Under Kingdom, and one of the players is someone that's playing IRL with me on the other side of the campaign. And when they pushed one door and the door became icy cold, he went like, "Oh crap!" And the other was like, "What?" And he says, "Yeah, is it like the?" And I was like, "No, it's not the same." But it's something close. And it was like, "Oh crap."
No, it's brilliant, man.
But his character didn't know, but it was a funny scene.
Yeah, no. I'm glad that it's working out for you though, because it's. I mean, yeah, it's really useful. It's useful to get a bit of cash and be able to put more into what you love.
It's honestly, you're the one who gave me I'd say the courage or the jolt to be like, hey, maybe I could do it too. So you're kind of my inspiration in that sense. Because
I guess we have that in common then, because you were my inspiration to really, really get into it.
That's nice.
Anyway, man.
Really, I'm really happy you're still having fun with the campaign, because I was like, oh, Gage is gonna get bored. It's nothing's happening there, and he's not saying anything, but he's playing someone who never speaks.
Yeah, no, it's just I don't know. I'm someone who I'm very self-conscious that I speak too much. Is my problem. I don't know if it's a problem because I think I speak too much. So
I don't think it's a problem. At least it never occurred to me. It looked like a problem, but
that's good. But yeah, I'm constantly worried that I'm speaking too much. So that's most of it, really. But
yeah, no worries there.
Yeah, no, I do enjoy it. It's a great campaign.
Yeah, and you were pretty essential for them not to die stupidly in the trial, honestly.
Yeah, but then I made them die. I made them almost die in the reckless room.
Yeah, I think in the reckless room they kind of follow you because they have this kind of sense that you're pretty savvy regarding how to go around a situation, so they tend to follow you, I feel.
There's a problem when I'm like trying to do something that I think my character would do, but it's definitely not the right answer.
But I think, Frank was in the session, or was he not?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Oh, he was in the reckless session, yeah. So yeah, he had a bunch of fun with the blade dance and stuff. Yeah.
The first thing I thought of when we went to the room, to that room on the map, is, have you ever watched Kung Fu Panda?
Yeah.
There's like a scene where he's got to go.
Yeah, and he got it all wrong.
There's a scene where he's got to run through the obstacle course.
Yeah, and he gets it all wrong, and they're like, oh, ouch, yeah. Well, I kid not. That's the image I have for that part of the trial, completely. So I'm happy you saw it.
That was the first
That's exactly the feel, which was, guys, you need to go through. That's it. Yeah. There's no, it's like 0 level secret stuff. It's just go through.
Yep. That was
break the door open and just go.
That was my first idea. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw the room, because like the training dummies on the map, I was like, that's what it is.
That's exactly that. There's this bunch of automated dummies made out of magic, and they're just testing how reckless you can be.
Yep. And but then I had the idea that reckless means do the first thing that comes to mind. So I was like, okay, Orgon's just going to do the first thing that he thinks of. But then everyone was like, okay, let's do that.
Oh boy, yeah.
And nobody thought past it.
Yeah, it was kind of Oh, ouchie.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was fun because then the team went a bit more like, okay, we need to think about this. So when you met the monk, the fiery monk, you were like, do we really need to fight him? And you only get that because people are down on resources.
Yeah.
So they're gonna start to be like, do we really need to fight this, or could we maybe find something different to do?
Did you see my face when Tony said, "I challenge you" or something? Like he said,
Yeah,
Did you see my face?
I was like, oh crap! Because at first I was like, okay, he did it. They're all hugging him, and he hugs them back as a flame elemental. So yes, you get burned because it's a flame elemental, but it's not trying to harm you. And then go fight. Oh crap! Okay. Well, just let's go.
Yeah. No.
And then I was a bit scared when I was like, he's trying to toss you, and you're like, I'm not letting him toss him. And I was like, okay, yes, like +2 to try to toss you, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, I was like, well, the first time, if a monster's trying to throw me, you wouldn't really.
Yeah, I get it.
And the second time, when he tries to do the same thing after I had learned what he was trying to throw me.
Yeah, that's why I gave you more information for it, so you could make a better informed decision.
Yeah.
That is not just trying to liquefy you in lava.
Yeah.
Which he can actually do, yeah, if you're fighting him and it's an opposing fight and you're not showing that you're understanding the challenge.
Yeah.
But the funny bit is, depending on which challenge you fail, the way to go about it might be different.
Oh, yeah.
That's something that's... Yeah, I mean, that's not something I hard-coded in my notes, but that's something I had in the edge of my mind, which were... It should probably be different, but I hadn't cleared it at that time. It's not yet something that I've fleshed out. I've fleshed out all the trials, how they work, but the recuperation and the fight in the lava thing, it's either a fight or you can find a way around it, and I let it open-ended, being like, see how they go about it.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want... That's something I often do in traps or stuff. I often add to myself, see how it goes.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Which is, maybe they get a better plan that I could imagine, and then, yeah, why not?
Yeah. One thing I am
Like in
interested
the-
about, what was like... So for the dream room, what was the hard coding around that? Like, what was the...
You just did it exactly how it was meant to be. You needed
Really?
to dream of reality to come back, which what you did. You dreamed that you wanted to go back to reality and go on with your life. And the other was you needed to ask for what you needed to go on. Or a derivative of it. I'm not like hard-coded, you need the exact sentence, because some modules that I will not... I will, fuck it. Like the Tomb of Horror, there's like this room where there's a cloud with someone inside it, and if you get inside the cloud is poison, and then you get, I think you can't remember who you were and blah blah blah, you need to get out. And they hard code in it that the phrase must be specifically this one.
Yeah.
Which is the most dumb idea you could ever write somewhere. I mean,
In a D&D,
It's
yeah,
like-
because, like, no one's coming up with that answer. Like, maybe...
yeah,
one in a
and so
million.
usually DMs are gonna most of the time are gonna overrule it, being like, yeah, it's pretty close to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the idea. And if you do things like I want to kill Victor, I dream of killing Victor, for instance. That's the funny part. You get to fight a phantomatic Victor,
Ah, right.
and you kill him. You dream of it, but that's not him. So you just lost one of the fifth chances you had to get through the dream. Because dreams are just that. You need to accept that dreams help you get somewhere by showing you what you want to do, but it doesn't do it for you.
Yeah. The
That's what was behind the dream.
Yeah. Again, when Tony was like, "I dream of killing you." Oh man.
Oh, I loved it because he did like I bring of thing the like he named something general. He didn't name Ventra.
Yeah.
So if he had gone inside it, my on the fly rules were like, okay, so I need to find every single person that fitted the description. I'm gonna put them in like a Daedalus place, and it's gonna have to kill each one of them.
Man, that's fun. No,
But it didn't. Luckily, it didn't.
When we get back.
Yeah, I mean, we need to switch you to 2024 and then see who wants to use crystals how.
I'm so
That's the funny
torn because I think Orgon would go for the one that helps us fight Ventura.
Yeah,
I think that's absolutely
true.
what Orgon will do. But I don't. I'm a bit selfish. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a
torn.
yeah. The reward is big anyway, because getting Ventra will grant you a bunch of rewards themselves.
Yeah.
So it's worth it. But you still get to do this kind of complicated FOMO type of action. Am I missing out by taking this or that? But I feel these are the better types of questions to ask to high-level characters. Are you sure that's what you want for your character, or how much are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to risk dying for it, or do you?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel like it's absolutely Orgon will be like instantly the one for Venture. But also, it's the thing of like, does he just take none of them because he gives it to Ventura because that's another way out of this? It's very interesting. Very interesting.
Because there's still the proposition of. But of all the challenge, my favorite is the acceptance one. Because people misread it sometimes.
That one was really fun. I like that one.
And the catch is, if you don't want to share, you can refuse to come to a revelation for your character that the groups knows, but then all the groups gets damaged by it because it hinders the group.
Yeah, that one was a really interesting one.
Yeah, I kind of like this one. It's one of my favorite ones. It's not an easy one to pull because I'm supposing. I mean. Yeah, I haven't had. You're the first group who got through it, so I haven't had now enough of sample to know if this is, because I would feel it could break groups that don't have an imaginative perception of it, and I haven't proposed a solution which doesn't require some personal perception of your character or imagination about what it is, if he has goals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's pretty lenient in the way it's done, that you can actually, like for instance, not Tony, the Darts, the character did something a bit sheepish, but because he doesn't have that much of a heavy. I mean, he has a backstory, but I think he forgot about it. So it was like, yeah, I'm just gonna realize that I'm gonna die because that's true. I mean, from his perspective, whenever he's gonna sleep, there's a reckoning.
Yeah.
But we'll see. That's for a different time.
Definitely, it was very fun. It was brilliant. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love about playing in your campaigns, because it's always fun to just steal ideas.
Yeah.
No, you
sure.
have lots of interesting ideas.
Well, thanks. I'm just experimenting stuff. You're mostly the experimental one, so I feel I can throw a bunch of things at you and see how it goes.
Yeah.
I think one I couldn't. Yeah, go ahead.
I just said we're still alive.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's one I couldn't experiment with you, because the group you dodged on the way back from the Knut pit, when you came back again from Blackbeard's vault, you actually dodged a fight that I've built, which is it's like a map when there's like a top-down view, so you can see where you are, but there's also a side small bend to show you how high you are, because there's a bunch of things to do and interaction to do in the height of it.
Yeah.
And this one is still waiting at some point for a group to fall into it.
Yeah.
I'll just keep it
one shots and stuff. That's kind of what I do. I just like throw
Yeah,
Ones that I wanna
battle
try,
situations
I want
are
to
the.
try, yeah.
Yeah, I've thought about it, but it's
Can throw them up as
currently it's a bit too much work for me.
yeah, that's true. It is a lot of work.
I'm chewing already a lot. I mean, I don't know how you do it to do all you're doing currently, because I can barely catch up with the groups and still build somewhat elements or over a bit of elements of my.
Yeah, it's slowing down because I just started an IRL group, which is starting from the level 1 in the world,
Ooh,
and like I hadn't done very much. Like I got a lot of theory around it, but I hadn't made a campaign for it. But it's a bunch of new players, so I wanted to start at level 1. So I was like, okay, we'll do the level 1.
yeah.
start,
Then
so-
you can take it rather slowly.
Yeah. Now I've got 3
don't have-
groups in 3 completely different locations, but
Yeah,
yeah, we make it work.
completely.
We make
But
it
soon
work.
enough, I'm very happy to start the round win. Once I've set the French version of it, I'll probably set you guys maybe in the same setting, or whenever you guys die, maybe you will
Yeah,
want to
won't-
change
oh, God.
view.
Yeah, but honestly, having been able to run French things, as you said, that's a really good niche that you've got for sure.
Yeah, it's Plus, I just really by happenstance, there was one guy who logged or took a seat, and he was like, "Yeah, what kind of things is it gonna be?" And so we like spoke for about an hour about what he wanted to do and stuff, just in advance like this. And then he was like, oh, "Okay, that's so cool. I'm gonna actually try to find some people." And he actually brought up a bunch of friends, and now they have this table that's pretty well running.
That's nice. Having a group of friends
And
already, that would make it a lot.
These ones are crazy. They're like lore crazy,
Yeah.
and that's almost scary at sometimes for me because they're asking so many questions,
Yeah.
and that's really cool. I mean, they didn't like if you remember the very start of the campaign. You go try to find a diplomat. You inquire about scouts that they lost around the original fort where you start,
Yeah.
and there you find a woman, and that woman is a very important person in the realm itself.
Yeah.
And I've got 2 teams that went there beside yours, and one had her executed by sacrificing her on the cat's people altar. They literally opened the blood portal, which is getting such a mess. And the other ones, the ones I was speaking about, they actually took the time to understand what happened, and they actually there's the only one who actually got the political ramifications of why she's here and why she's speaking to that specific tribe and blah blah blah. And I was like, you guys are genius.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun because there's on one side there's a team that's like working on a Benny Hill situation. They're trying to avoid as best they can the consequences of opening the demonic portal, but it's catching up. But they're still being like, no, it's not us, and look, we just saved you from this blood demon that came out from nowhere, so give us stuff. They're just so great.
Yeah. Oh man, love that.
And so for the dragon stuff that you're doing, I wonder, the dragon is a green dragon. He wants to be cool. He wants to be a nice dragon.
Yep.
So the enemies are people that are afraid because they got the information that green dragons are bad.
Yeah, that's going to be part of it.
And there is no contender for what they're going to create as art forms.
What do you
The
mean?
players are going to help for creating arts elements, and it's more what can they come up with, but there's no competition for this.
What do you mean competition?
For instance, I could imagine that Tiamat might take it as an offense that Bahamut would want to recruit a dragon or whatever, maybe,
Yeah.
or anyone, and then they might want to like send their own group that would try to make an art form that's corruptive in a sense.
I was thinking that the Dragon Slayer, so essentially the mayor is going to be like trying to stop the dragon from doing what it's doing.
Yeah.
But I don't want the final fight to be like a bunch of townsfolk, because I don't think that fits the theme of like, oh, let's kill a bunch of people that are trying to defend their towns. I don't think that fits it. So I feel like I want it to be the mayor's hired dragon slayer, whose intent I haven't set out yet, but I want him to have some deeper lore, and something that might work is like maybe
currently
he's been, equipped by with a dragon slayer sword by Tiamat or something.
Because there's no there's no doubt in the campaign as it is, meaning the dragon is trying to be good, and the nearby town are being stupid by doing what they want to do.
Being stupid.
They are trying to kill a dragon who's not really dangerous and not taking the time to understand what's happening.
Yeah.
That sense. They're not really stupid, but that's why I'm saying they're being stupid. It's not that they are stupid. And
I was thinking either the Dragon Slayer is like the Dragon Slayer character might have some sort of
they need a reason to really go after it, because imagine the players say, hey, it's a nice guy, actually the dragon is a cool dragon, don't do it. Either you consider it's an exit possible and then you keep it as it is, or you need something that forces them to engage into a fight.
It's going to be like in the final scene. Like I want there to be an option for the players to kind of diffuse the situation if necessary. But then
you're going towards
if they do a good job of it. But I want the Dragon Slayer to be kind of that character. I want the character of the Dragon Slayer to have like some sort of reason apart from the fact they're being paid to kill the dragon. So maybe and they're like trying to influence the mayor a bit, you know.
Since it's made for other people, one way I sometimes noted for myself is you can create the characters with a flip possibility, which is like these guys could be working for Tiamat with the explicit work of having to kill the dragon, so they will never back down. I'm just imagining. And the other bullet is, if you don't want to engage into that action because the players are not looking toward this, and the DM will get the sense of which one he wants to use, because he doesn't need to reveal it now, so it's kind of a magic trick. And the other side is actually they're just paid for it, so if there's a reasonable way to diffuse it, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you only reveal what side of them they are, depending on the group you have.
Yeah.
Because if they are like, we need a fight, then you need a hard reason for the people not to back down.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm writing it to have a bunch of like. I want it to have one clear baseline for like newer DMs to like get into it, to have like a clear path forward, but then like lots of opportunity for like different ways of running it if you're more experienced as a DM.
Yeah, I love the idea. And I'm the more I've been building, the more I'm doing this. I'm like keeping options embedded into the NPC, which is yes, I have an NPC that has a specific type of goal, and sometimes I give them like a sub version of them. What if it's kind of my what if card? It's what if the players want to befriend that person?
Yeah.
Do I keep the same person as a friend, or do I actually reveal that it has something else that makes it in line for a fun? It's a kind of a cheap trick in some position, but in some way you don't have to rely on the specific hard line of NPC if it's not what the game is flowing towards, as long as it's not breaking your arcs.
Yeah, I do a lot of that in my own stuff, and it's just a different ball game when you're writing it for other people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a lot to think about when you're writing it for other people to run. But yeah. I will have
to go. I'm gonna go for dinner now.
No problem, Bob.
But thanks again for the chat. I still love what you do. Keep on, guy. Okay, keep it up. Keep the great work and the stuff. Because I'm still amazed at what you do. So
you too, man. You too.
Keep it going.
I'll see you later.
I'll see you around. Bye. Bye. H.
What a lovely fella Bob is. Big hearts. I don't have a BRB screen, so I'm just going to mute. I'll be right back. Make sure that I'm going to be heard before I start again, because I've made that mistake before. Right. Okay. So, 2 hours later, after a 2-hour long hiatus from what I'm actually here for, we're building the dragon. Okay, so they make a deal to change its scale to a color, scale color to a metallic dragon. Okay, there we go. So, as I was saying before, they choose to make an art piece straight from the soul to prove to Bahamut that their dragon has changed and they are not who they once were. So, they're a green dragon. I'm going to talk about what they transform into, actually. So, alignment. Not too important at the moment, because that will be defined by a bunch of the other stuff that we talk about. Story arc, all good. Origin, significant events, enemies and allies. Origin. So the dragon's going to be old. Very, very old. Like great, maybe even just like a great worm instead of an ancient dragon. Probably. But definitely on that level, right? It's gonna be hench. Ancient creature. Origin. What about if we spin a tale about how this dragon is the original dragon that made green dragons known to be deceitful and lying? Like maybe this green dragon was the original liar, and this dragon is what that assumption is based upon. We can maybe go down that route. Like it's one of the first, like one of the original green dragons. I think, yeah, we can make it... an OG Green Dragon, a straight descendant. Straight descendant of Tiamat. Because what Bob was saying earlier, there's definitely got to be something more, which I was already planning to do, but involving Tiamat in a way, as we've already involved Bahamut, involving Tiamat in a way might be cool. Dragon Hunter might be sent by Tiamat. Maybe the Dragon Hunter was gifted a sword by Tiamat to stop this dragon committing the ultimate act of betrayal. But you've got to come up with what the web of lies is, like where it originated from, what like the first original lie told was, and maybe the origin will just be explaining how it all came to be where it is now. Okay, I like that idea. So what could be a lie? It spirals out of control easily. Well, that's completely not helpful at all. Most common lies? Most common lies told every day. I mean, I want big flashy titles that give me ideas. A bullet point list. Come on, Google. Common lies. I'm fine. Nothing is wrong. Yeah, that's... I was stuck in traffic. The dragon's just stuck on the highway. Oi! You look great. You look great in that. My phone died. I had no way to contact you. I never got that message. I never got the message. I'm on the way. I'm trying to put these into like a fantasy setting, like, you know, I'm fine, nothing's wrong. Maybe the dragon had a friend and they like lied to their friend, or like the royalty of a local kingdom. Maybe I had no way to contact you. Maybe the dragon was like asked for help in like in a significant event, and they were like, "Yeah, I didn't get the message. I didn't hear from you." I have no idea where it is. Maybe they stole a magic item. Maybe they stole a magic item and they like lying to keep it hidden. But then, I forgot. The original lie is the dragon forgot. I'm not very well. It was nice. I mean, these are all not quite really as deep as I'm looking for. Go away. The fuck are these websites, man? People just need to stop doing such annoying shit. It's just like social lies. I mean, maybe it comes from a social lie, but we've just got to think what that lie was and why it spiraled so out of control. Or maybe the dragon doesn't even remember what the initial lie was. Maybe they lied to... If it's one of the original dragons... What's the lore about original dragons in D&D? Pure blood. Do they call them pure blood dragons? The original dragons. Here we go. Dragons were the bane of the creator races. So the first records of elves, so maybe it's to do with like an elven royal family. True dragons. Okay, so green isn't one of the ones here, unfortunately. We can pretend that's that's not important. Lesser dragons. No. Yeah, okay. Religion, history. There's a big war between dragons and giants? Yeah, an assault on the Cloud Giant City. But I want the lie to have started as a smaller lie. I think maybe we separate it from some of this stuff. Yeah, I think maybe we separate it from that stuff, and the original lie was something super innocent, super trivial. Like not so sure. One of the, well, it can be one of the original Green Dragons either way, even if the Green Dragons weren't any of the original races. It started with the first lie. Something innocent. So it all started, we can figure that out later, but it all started with a first lie. And I think we should, after we've got the dragon kind of more nailed down, we will plan out a couple of key points of how the lie expanded. So it started with like a lie, like, oh, I forgot, and then it went on to this, and then like a couple of points just for like RP and discussion points for the dragon. If the dragon ever decides to explain why it's doing what it's doing to the group. So that'll be covered in significant events. So enemies and allies. So currently, as Bob pointed out, Tiamat would be an enemy as they'll be pretty pissed off that this green dragon is trying to commit already like an ultimate act of betrayal, like literally changing the color of its scales to denounce and deny Tiamat and the chromatic dragon that it is. And obviously this dragon slayer dude, there's going to be something with that. I kind of like the idea that we're trying to keep it small, not particularly like talking too much about the grander world, because the whole idea is you can fit it into anywhere really. So I think we keep it simple. We just kind of leave that blank. Enemies and allies, that will be just kind of, will contain that to what's in the story. And this is really the important stuff. So, how they talk about, what they don't talk about, what their goals are in a typical conversation. So we've got to decide, what is this dragon like now? It's spent its whole life lying. So I think we can skip here and go to quirks. Just had a nice, I think a quirk or a key RP point of the dragon would be, oh, you know when you lie and lie and lie and lie and you lie so much that you accidentally lie? What's it called? Lie, like you can't help lying. Yeah, pathological, a compulsive liar. Yes, that's the one. Compulsive liar. Lies out of habit. So when you're communicating with the dragon, it just lies without even realizing it. Like when the group are having conversations, it just starts lying and bullshitting. It's a compulsive liar, but always tries to correct itself after lying. I like that. I think that's a cool little quirk. Ooh. So, for dialogue style, I'm thinking it's going to be very interesting how we go about this, because this is an adventure for other people. It's kind of going to be up to the person to decide how much they go into it, right? But it's what are we going to offer? So if I was building this adventure for myself, I would give myself a few pointers on how this how this dragon speaks and what they kind of do. But because it's for other people, it's got to be a bit more up and open in the air so people can do what they feel comfortable with and kind of adapt it to themselves. So, as the dragon's trying to turn a new leaf, I think how it speaks is going to be... I like the idea that it's trying to like overly compensate. Like it's trying to... but that might not work. I like the idea that the dragon might be trying to like overly compensate for its past life by being really nice and really like flattering and just like just a yes man. But I don't think that'll work quite well, because my idea is the dragon has specific things it wants to do, and if it's kind of overly giving in to what other people want, then that'll make it quite hard for the DM to, you know, keep within the bounds of what we've written for the adventure. So With it being a green dragon and a pathological liar, compulsive liar, I feel like it's got to be like really, because if it's a liar, it's got to be good at lying. And good liars come across really honest and kind. So I feel like the dragon has got to come across as really honest and kind. I feel like that just makes sense. It's just now being really nice and kind because it's tried to cut out the lies, but it's still kept that being really nice and honest and kind, but assertive. It's got like very assertive discussion style. Like it's confident but friendly. Like it's going to explain. It doesn't look down on people because it's trying to get people in its good graces. Friendly. Is that even right? Or is it? Yeah, it is. I can't spell. But I like that idea. It's really nice, open, friendly. But that part hasn't changed. It's just now trying to lie less. Honest, kind, friendly. So, what they say, they're going to give out compliments. And they're going to be, I think that they're going to be very accepting in a way that, like, if people ask silly, when people ask silly questions, some people, like, are really, put off by that. But I imagine this dragon would come across very understanding. And, when people ask questions, it, like, really tries to get other people to understand. So it's going to give out occasional compliments. It's going to talk about so specifically, so when we talk about what they say, this is like topics that they talk about a lot. So I think this dragon is going to try and avoid answering questions about its past. It's going to try and avoid questions about its past, try and talk around them, politics. Yes, talk like a politician. Talk like a politician. That one's going to be hard for people to pull off. We'll see if we can give pointers and guidance for that. Give half answers and obscure the truth. Oh, okay, back. Yeah, so it's gonna. Yeah, it's going to give out compliments. It's going to talk. I think it's going to talk a lot about what it wants to convey in the art piece. No. Okay, so it's going to talk about why it wants to make this art piece, because it feels like this art piece is gonna, like bring its new way of acting into the world, but it's gonna try and avoid talking about who's gonna make it and avoid talking about the fact that it's literally going to change colors. But they're gonna avoid talking about like the gravity and the specific details of like, I have a deal with Bahamut. Goals in interaction. So when it's interacting with the players, what are its goals for the conversation? So, I mean, obviously its goals are to get the players to do what it wants. It's old, it's ancient, right? It's got its own ideas of what it wants to do, and it's reluctant to take on any sort of advice. Reluctant to take on specific advice. Yeah. A naked spell. How did it hit you? God damn. So for the appearance then, obviously green dragon, and it's old. It's very old, but I still want it to be, I don't want it to like, have grey hair and move super slow. It's powerful. It's a dragon that's lived for a long time. And it's not quite out of its physical prime yet, so it's scary, like when you see it, you know that it can do damage. So it's going to be, lots of scars. No, it'd be more scary if it's lived for millennium and it has like only one visible injury, like it's missing a claw on its left hand or something, or missing an eye. I mean, missing an eye is a classic, right? missing an eye. Or even just like missing a full hand. Well, paw. All I can think of is Smaug, the dragon from Hobbit that's got the scar down its chest. That's all I can think of. Maybe it's missing like the tip of a horn, because those are like prized possessions for dragons, aren't they? The horns, like if you miss a horn, that's a great sign of dishonorment. No, that you've been dishonored. I kind of like the idea that it's just missing a hand or missing an eye. Or a finger. I'm going to go with missing a knife now. But no other visible signs of damage. I like that. It's clearly a winner in most fights. That's a bit scary. That's a cool idea. I like that. But also, so I like the idea. When a dragon's been alive forever, right? In a world such as D&D, surely the dragon would have had artifacts made, like replace some of its scales with powerful, like ion stones or magic items, or even like not rudimentary, but like incredibly powerful, like enchanted armor or something. Like, yeah, they're strong and powerful, but these dragons live forever. At some point, it's got to have come around to the fact that things can make it more powerful. Like, if it's got this horde, it would have collected magic items forever. It would have seen these weak beings wielding magic items to make them stronger, and seen, I'm not weak, but there's still things that are stronger than me, aka gods. So if I can wield powerful magic items to make me stronger, why not? I feel like if I was a dragon, I would come to that conclusion. I'd be like, fuck it. If a fucking plate armor is going to make me stronger, I'll wear it. So maybe it's got like an adamantine like armor or something, or like a... Maybe it's got like an adamantine weapon on its tail, like some sort of tail mace. If a dragon had a custom magic item made for it, what would it be? That's the real question. Nothing really too useful. But yeah, if I was a dragon would probably just make something for itself, right? What's a dragon's main weakness in D&D? What is a dragon's biggest weakness? I mean, it's probably just like higher level spells being incredibly powerful. Right? Like a high level spell can just fuck them over. So maybe some sort of like... I mean, I keep coming back to the idea of like a crown or some sort of like mental resistance headpiece. But I just don't like the idea of... I don't think I like the idea of the dragon, like a dragon wearing a headpiece. Just seems a bit strange. Would it use? It's hard. I've been chatting for 3 hours about stuff. And my creative brain just took a massive pause, so I'm not quite in it, but I mean, I like the idea of like ion stones. Like it would replace some of its scales with ion stones, surely, right? Like that just makes sense. Maybe it's replaced some of the scales around its eye, around its remaining eye with ion stones. Maybe it's replaced its full eye with, like its dead eye with an ion stone. Oh, that's cool. Its blind eye. So I imagine blind eye. It's got like a scar straight through it. Classic. So yeah, its blind eye has a massive scar through it, but like the. Yeah. So there's just a big scar through the actual scales that are left, and then some of the scales around it have been replaced with ion stones, and then it's got one big fuck off magical stone in its eye. I like that. I like that idea. Like dragon magic. Because, like, fuck, when you're a dragon, what's the biggest fucking threat? Other dragons. Right? I mean, obviously, there's more stuff than that, but that's probably your biggest worry. It's like another dragon's going to come around and fuck up my shit. So, yeah, Dragon Slayer sword, but I mean, we're going to give one of these to the, to the knight, the Dragon Slayer. That's not a lot of interesting stuff. Because there's a bunch of there's like dragon masks and stuff like that, isn't there? Dragon. No, not from yes, that's the one. So is this because these just yeah, like things made out of dragons remains. Yeah, so these are just like things. So I can't imagine a dragon would really use them. So that's a thing, isn't it? Yes. Oh yeah, from when they waged the war. 5 orbs of dragon kind or dragon orbs to help them defeat the dragons. 2 minor beneficial properties, 1 minor detrimental property, major detrimental property. While you control the orb, you can use an action to cause the artifact to issue a telepathic command, call, that extends in all directions for 40 miles. Evil dragons in range feel compelled to come to the orb as soon as possible by the most direct route. Dragon deities are unaffected. Dragons drawn to the orb might be hostile towards you for compelling them against their will. Each orb contains the essence of an evil dragon. An orb is an etched crystal globe about 10 inches in diameter. When used, it grows to about 20 inches in diameter. You can use an action to peer into the orb's depths and speak its command word. You must then make a DC 15 charisma check. On a successful check, you control the orb for as long as you remain attuned to it. On a failed check, you become charmed by the orb. While you are charmed by the orb, you can't voluntarily end your attunement, and the orb casts suggestion on you at will, urging you to work towards the evil ends it desires. Okay, so what? Okay. So obviously we can't just like rip and steal this stuff and throw it into our little thing. But it's an idea to look at. If it was a home game that you were putting together, then you could. But obviously as this one's kind of one we're putting out, then we can't. one major beneficial property. I mean, that doesn't list what I'm looking for. Oh well. So, I mean, this doesn't. I mean, casting a spell seems useful. It's got to be some powerful magic items. I mean, we could probably just make one actually because it's something that we're trying to publish and like share for so we can't just rip stuff, but it gives us inspiration. Orb of time, yeah, so that's not particularly useful for a dragon. Orb of dragon kind, yeah, it just calls dragons, which I can't imagine a dragon would really find that too useful. Orb of shielding. Reduce damage by a d4. I can't imagine a dragon really cares too much about that. Maybe the orb has... maybe it's like just a magic orb that has like counter spell. Or devastation. I thought it said divination orb. Devastation orb. $600 d4 damage. Yeah, just maybe a magic orb that's lodged with like counter spell, or just a bunch of magic spells that the dragon can't cast innately. And it's just like fused a bunch of spells from magic items, or yeah, because as it was saying, green dragons, their most prized possession, it said, was creatures. So maybe that comes from the fact that this dragon kidnaps powerful wizards to learn how they cast spells to etch them into the eye. Ah, right. I like it. So, origins. Significant events. I guess we could put it in significant events. Pardon me. So, origin, no. Significant, no, not significant events. Goes off. Put one near my screen. So, I like it because that ties into dragon, green dragons. Yeah, love that. So the dragon has spent a lot of its life, well, not a lot of its life, but its life trying to like weasel and learn spells and kidnap powerful dragons and lie and scheme to try and make itself as powerful as possible, mainly by infusing magic into the eye, and the magic of the eye is just loaded up with like fucking infinite wish spells or something like that. Oh, I like that. I think that's cool. So, obviously, next here, I'm debating because I kind of want to build a stat block for the dragon, but at the same time, it's not really going to be coming too useful unless we have like an additional extra like one-shot combat encounter with the dragon that we include for those that want like a level 20 challenge or something. But I feel like if we do that, it's maybe something that can come later. I usually like to include at least some sort of a stat block for my creatures, just in case something happens, which means they need to do something. So, especially for something like this, it's not just going to be the DM having to come up with how much damage or whatever it is that they're doing. So, we will make a rudimentary stat block for this dragon at some point, but I think I'll do that another day because it's getting a bit late for me where I am right now. And I want to try and do the Dragon Slayer whilst we're kind of on the Green Dragon as well. So, I kind of like what we've cooked here. I feel like we've chefed up something pretty decent. It only took us 3 hours. Granted, that 2 hours of that was 2.5 hours of that was not really doing anything, but I feel like this all kind of makes sense. It all fits together, at least in my mind. There might be some flaws that will come up later. And obviously, we don't have an idea of what the original sin of this dragon is, or the original lie. But still, I feel like this is a good place to start. If you ask me. No one asked me, but I fucking asked myself, so deal with it. Sweet. Story arc. So yeah. There's not really much of an arc for the dragon. Maybe we've got to think about that. I mean, the arc for the dragon is realizing how it wants to create its art piece. Problem with me is I always try and make things way too deep. Like, I always want that next level, that deeper bit of information, that extra bit of lore, that extra tidbit. But I think what we've kind of got an outline of at the moment, I think it's fine. I think it works. I think it makes sense. I think for people who know a bit more about D&D, I think they're going to hopefully appreciate the nuance and like how it kind of makes sense and ties into stuff. Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. I'm probably going to wake up tomorrow and think of a million new things, but I think that's a good overview of the dragon. That's a good place to start. I think the next step, I think it's a good place to start to help us build out the specific encounters, to give guidance to how it will interact with people. And I mean, the only other thing really is giving it a name. And personally, I mean, for anyone who might have caught the stream itself, oh wait, whatever. Anyone who might have caught the rest of the stream, Bob, good friend of mine, first PC that he played in one of my campaigns was a green dragonborn called Emerald, and that's all I can think of is just calling it Emerald. Because, I mean, thinking about it, it's simple, makes sense, it's memorable. If you're like one of the first, you're not going to need, you know, it's when you make it an Xbox gamer tag, like if you create one nowadays, you've got to think of like having XX42069_18 to get the name that you want. Same thing with dragons, right? Dragons live forever. You don't want to have the same name as another dragon. But if you're one of the first, as a green dragon, I think Emerald, that it just makes sense. I think it works. So for now, the dragon's being called Emerald, and I imagine that might only be like its name in common or something, but or maybe that's just the name it's going to use for this adventure. But I like that. It makes sense to me, and also for personal reasons, it's got some tie-in. And if I ever run it with Bob, or any, you know, people who know about that character, which is very unlikely, still, it makes me smile. It makes me smile. Okay. So, there we have Emerald, the dragon. A good layout of them. Now, I'm going to try and go through the Dragon Slayer. So, as Bob pointed out before, what I was thinking is the Dragon Slayer has maybe some sort of personal beef with the dragon. So, primary objective, to kill Emerald. Its primary objective is to kill the dragon and stop the dragon. Would it be to kill the dragon, or would it just be to it depends. If the Dragon Slayer was sent by Tiamat, his objective, the Dragon Slayer's objective, would be to stop Emerald completing their objective above all else. Not necessarily kill them, but as long as Emerald doesn't successfully commit that act of betrayal and become a metallic dragon and completely betray Tiamat, that's the goal, right? If that means killing the dragon, so be it. If that means killing the people around the dragon, if that means destroying the dragon's art so that it gets angry and lives a life of revenge and destroys and decimates people, so be it. Shit, no, I fucking had it over here again. My bad. Fuck's sake. I'll just move this over here. Doesn't matter. Then, yes, so be it. I don't think... I like the idea that it's been sent by Tiamat, because then we can play into a bit more of like the Dragon Slayer is trying to make the dragon fail, but like not let the dragon know that it's Tiamat making Emerald fail, so that Emerald takes revenge out on people, keeping Emerald evil in the eyes of the people and doing evil things, committing evil deeds. I like that. So the Dragon Slayer isn't just, I want to kill the dragon. So, the Dragon Slayer, yeah, because the Dragon Slayer is going to influence the mayor to get this to happen. Cool. Oh, maybe we go for like a worm tongue vibe, where they're like a little secret, you know, like a man on the shoulder of the mayor, trying to convince the mayor to send the people after the dragon. I like the idea that they're influencing the mayor here somehow. Yeah, so they're seen in scenes. We describe them in the scenes as being around the mayor, but they're never in the spotlight. And then throughout the story, there'll be like there'll be a reveal of the Dragon Slayer. Yeah, there'll be a reveal of this person that's been described in the scenes coming to light as the person that's making the mayor do what the mayor's doing. Right, yeah, yes, okay, I'm imagining it now. First scene, you see this person. So you meet the mayor at the start. The mayor's all for it. They're like, hey, yes, help the dragon out. It'll be great for the town. And then the first scene is the Dragon Slayer comes to the mayor with the information from the Grand Library about green dragons. Yeah. Okay, I like it. Who tells them about the dragon? They're all happy until Yeah, so if the Dragon Slayer that comes in with this information packet tries to subtly convince the mayor to stop the dragon. But it's not like laid on thick at the start, it's just like a comment. The mayor reads through it, looks a little uncomfortable, but still sends the people off. Sends the group off to meet the dragon. Yeah, I'm seeing it now. Things are starting to unfold. Starting to be laid out before me. Right. But they're never in the spotlight. Slowly comes more the light. Maybe in chapter 4. Chapter 4 it becomes very obvious. They throw off the cloak, unveil the Dragon Slayer sword, start chasing the group down to try and stop them. And that's when they meet for scene 5. The final is it chapter 4? Yeah, and then chapter 5 is the final scene. So in chapter 4 it becomes very obvious. It's they're doing. Then the unveiling, where they throw off the cloak, they drop the disguise, they pull out the Dragon Slayer sword and say, "Hey, stop in your tracks." Okay. And there's like some sort of chase scene, maybe not set in stone. And then, yeah, the Dragon Slayer in the combat can be... Their dialogue during the combat will be trying to convince the group. Maybe they begin trying to... So, yeah, okay. So yeah, okay. I like it. So, final showdown, final scene. Look at the start of the dialogue options for the combat. They're trying to convince the group, "Hey, look, this is a bad idea. This will throw everything out of whack. If you complete this, everything's going to go wrong. The balance of the world will change. There'll have to be some sort of correction, and everything's going to get worse if you help the dragon do this." And it'll slowly go to more threats, like, "Oh yes, you'll face Tiamat's wrath. You will face Tiamat's wrath. She'll hunt you down to the ends of the earth." Chase. How the fuck do you spell chase? Oh my god. Chase. Am I stupid? Chase. Oh, it's just an S. I am fucking stupid. That looks right. Yeah. Okay. Maybe there's no chase scene, but still, I like how that's unfolding. So, race. What D&D races do not like dragons? Nothing's gonna come up for this, right? So maybe elves or humans, because they kind of had that first war with them. Taking inspiration from Hobbit. Maybe dwarves. You know, the dragon is stealing their treasure. The dwarves want them back. Elves. Yeah, elves, because they live long as well, and they would have some deep seeds of anger and resentment towards dragons after the fights and stuff in the past. I'm thinking elf or human. think we go with elf. I think their race is an elf. Maybe. Yeah, elf. But I like the idea that during the first start of the campaign, they're using like a disguised self to come across as human. But they're an elf. Proper elf. Long fuck off ears. Maybe they're like an old elf as well. Maybe. I was going down the thought process there of maybe this elf is like a descendant of someone who was affected by Emerald's original lie. But I'm thinking about it and I'm thinking that might not work so well. It depends on what the original lie was. But if it's revenge for the original lie, maybe it makes sense. But I'm thinking if it's revenge for the original lie, then I imagine that they wouldn't want to kill however many people might die if Emerald doesn't succeed to get revenge. But depends what the original lie is and how it spiraled out of control. I think we can make it work. I think we can make it work where this elf is a descendant of the elven family who were the brunt of the original lie of Emerald. And they're out for revenge, and they found a way. They were gifted a dragon slayer by Tiamat. Yes. Okay. Motivations. Descendant of the elven family who shouldered the brunt, not brint, whatever, I know what I mean. Alignment. Alignment, to me alignment isn't too important. Right now. Personality traits. Personality traits for the elf. Right, personality traits of the elf. Yeah, personality traits of the elf. Short temper. Bit of a short temper, short fuse. Very... It doesn't really come into personality traits, probably more dialogue style, but very... not confident, but very... very determined. Not determined. Like their ideas are set in stone. Like they know what they want, and they're determined to get what they want. So very, very. They've got a one-track mind for this mission that they're on. They've got no consideration for anything else. This is what they're here for, and this is what they're doing, and that's it. Only here for one thing. They don't care about anything else. Origin covered under motivations. We'll expand on that later. We'll give family a nice name. We'll expand on the original lie. Significant events. So obviously the original line will be like a significant event in their life, receiving so like meeting Tiamat. We'll do write a bit around the meeting of Tiamat so that there's dialogue there for the character to talk about it if they want to, or if it comes up in the story. Receiving the sword, I imagine they'll be very, 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 very proud. They'll be a very proud character, proud of who they are. Yeah. They're the one they're the one that has been gifted this Dragon Slayer sword. They're the one that can do this. They're the strongest in their bloodline. Yeah, very proud. Very... Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying, but elves, I always imagine to be very, like, bloodline orientated, like pure blood elves and such. This person, definitely. Enemies and allies. Again, doesn't really matter too much in a short adventure. The enemy in this adventure is going to be Emerald. That's all we really need to worry about. So dialogue style. So yeah, short, blunt, very explosive if they don't get their way or feel... Yeah, very explosive if they don't get their way or feel... Not ignored, but like... feel like things aren't going their way. It feels like things aren't going their way. So the goals of both of these characters is just to get players to do what the fuck they want. So goals and interaction drive people to hate Emerald. Yeah, that's their goal. Drive people to hate Emerald. And hate and fear Emerald. Definitely. But also see a chance to win. Yeah, he wants the people to hate and fear Emerald, but also offer some sort of way to win. Like, look, if we all do band together, or if we all do this. Yeah, I like it. So, factions, they're just part of their family. Reputation from the public. So I think the townsfolk, I think this guy is really trying to get on the side of the townsfolk, so he will be to the town that this adventure is set in. This guy is going to seem like strong, no. I see this character initially being like I said, more like a worm, like trying to lead from the shadows, just nudge people in the direction at the start. But then when they take that cloak off, they're strong and powerful. So the public, honestly, I feel like the public, like their reputation in the public eye is like, they just don't really have one. Like they're just a background character. Yeah, they're a background character. Nobody important. Nobody important. Overlooked. I like it. Works, appearance, and relics and items. We forgot to add this one in here. Magic Eye Orb. There you go. So, the Dragon Slayer. The Dragon Slayer works. Quirks. So the quirks for Dragon. What have we got quirks for the Dragon? Impulsive Liar. Yeah, Impulsive Liar. For the Dragon Slayer. They're trying to sell the fact they're a background character. So they're trying to keep themselves small, but influential. So things like slumped shoulders, avoiding... Okay, well, maybe we'll just Google this. How to seem unimportant. Seem unimportant and go unnoticed. No, this I want to know how to be unnoticed, not know how to not be unnoticed. Google's just horrible nowadays. How to go unnoticed. Here we go. I say Google. I'm using Yahoo because I'm on a different browser. Dressed plainly. Act as if you belong, even if you don't. Be quiet. Yeah, okay, so yeah, they're quiet. Keeping quiet. Still walk with your head down, yeah. Keeping head down, kind of. Not maybe avoiding eye contact, because that's kind of obvious, right? Okay, never mind. Yeah, little or no eye contact. Yeah, this character is going to be introduced with like the quickest, briefest visual description. Another WikiHow one. No distinguishing marks. I mean, no distinguishing marks. That's not something that would be said to the players, but it's interesting and something that we should note down for the DM. On the off chance that a player's like, is there anything that I might recognise about this guy? If we didn't write that down, the DM might not know what to say. But if we specify there's no defining features about this person at first glance, then the DM can be like, no, don't need to put thought into it, don't need to make it look to the players like they really need to think about this random background character. And it's something simple that doesn't take up much space that we can just put there and be like, boom, done. Being an anonymous participant. Yeah. Ah, that's a good one. Always looks busy. Always looks busy. Interesting. I like it. So appearance. Okay, before I write down short stubbly beard, I think we've got to decide on the gender of this character. I've been thinking, I use the word he a lot just because I'm a guy and it's natural for me to just say he because it's the first thing I think of when I think of the gender of a character. But I've been thinking that this is going to be, I think we'll go with a female. I think. But maybe initially they are disguised self as a man. I feel like that makes sense because a man... I feel like it's easier to go unnoticed as a man than it is as a woman. But maybe I'm wrong. Google, help us out. Let's actually go on to Google. Women get more women get more attention, but I'm not talking about dating. Isn't much information on that. AI overview. That's about their actual memory, though. Women remember faces better than men, but that's... No, that's not... God damn it. That's not what I want to know. Yeah, okay, so finally something. Women tend to remember female faces more than male faces, while men don't seem to have a bias. So if men don't have a bias and women remember women's faces more than others, then we'll go with man. I mean, we're really digging into this a bit more than it needs to be, but that's fun. That's what I find fun. So if we go for a man as a disguised self form, I think that makes sense to me. Wrinkles look about, I think maybe like mid-30s? Mid-30s. Late 20s, mid-30s. Afterwards, mid-30s, probably about, you know, go like 5'7", 5'6", 5'7". After reveal, 5'11", female elf, slightly grey skin tone, long pointy ears, strong, muscled, not like barbarian muscled, but like lithe. They've been training their whole life for this moment, kind of thing. Like their family is now orientated around growing powerful enough to be able to slay the dragon, so they train. Yeah, so muscled, lithe, muscled, but lithe. Yeah. Be the dragon, you've got to be quick but strong. You've got to be able to dodge that breath weapon. But strong enough to break through their scales. Short hair then, to that effect. If you're fighting, is probably tactically better to have short hair. Short hair. Tight fitting clothes. Wrinkles look about so also yeah, just wearing, so as they're disguised, simple grey cloak, brown tunic and pants, nothing to remember really, just quite plain, boring. And then like proper, like, you know, like tight fitting, nothing is going to get caught as you're dancing around the battlefield, nothing is going to get snagged by a claw. So tight fitting scale mail probably? Maybe some sort of dragon scale armor. Dragon scale armor variant, obviously, because we can't just steal dragon. Is this homebrew? No, I don't think so. Maybe some sort of, I mean, yeah, which is like green dragon scale mail would make sense because they know they're trying to kill a green dragon, which is poison dragons. So tight-fitting green scaled armor. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, also a gift from Tiamat, perhaps? So we don't have to specify that it's dragon scale mail, but we say it's scale mail made of green dragon scales. Yeah, that works. Tight fitting, so it doesn't catch on anything, as I said. And obviously, crazy powerful magic sword. But most of its effects are only going to be on dragons, because otherwise that might unbalance the fight, because this is a level 5 adventure. Relics and items. So obviously Dragon Slayer sword, which we'll make at some point. Green Dragon Scale Nail, which we'll make. Maybe some sort of spellcasting focus, maybe a wand. What are the best tools to kill dragons? I mean, one of the dragon masks, maybe, but that might be a bit too much. I can't really remember what they do. Go away. Arrow of dragon slaying. Maybe we throw a couple of these on them then. Or, obviously, something similar. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Some arrows of dragon slaying and like a longbow. Have the clerics turn the dragons. Spam Earthbind. Spam polymorph. No. But I think having some arrows of dragon slaying makes sense. It's not something that's going to do 6d10 damage to the player, so won't change the balance of the level 5 one shot. If they get hit with them, it'll just be a normal longbow. Okay. I like it. I like it. Anything else that we kind of need to cover that we haven't covered? Well, name. Name would be the last thing. I'm so bad at names. So bad at names. Break out the fancy name generator. Email elves, let's do it. See if we can get some inspiration. Good old friend. Elf name generator, female names. Lyre. That's nice. Lyre. Rena. Solana. Dre. Strange noises. Elenil, Elenil, 2 Elenils, Elenil, 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 Elenil. That's a tongue twister. Elenil, Elenil. I don't think that would go down well. Rena, just never really seen Rena twice now. Ayla. Shale. Ada. Ilmadia. Ilma. Kada, Sadie. I'm so bad at naming things. Honestly, it's ridiculous. Because I'm thinking, you know, strong name. You know, it's got to carry power. Penello doesn't quite hit like you would hope it would be. Aletha. Tisha. Aletha. Aletha. Aleth. Elith. Aletha. No. Kennel. Ina. Enna. Imra. Ina. Shale. 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 Kind of like shale. Shale. That's like some sort of rock, right? It's like a type of... Yes. Shale. 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 I kind of like shale. 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 I am shale. 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 I kind of like shale. We'll go with it for now. Always, we can change it. And then their name when they're a human will be like fucking... If it ever comes up, Dave or something. No, Dave's too bait. Something like Godric. No. Godric. I've got so many tabs open. Where the fuck is the... There we are. Common fantasy human names. Here we go. Nope, that is not what I'm looking for. Here we go. Paul. Paul's not bad. Yule. Owen. Nah. Sounds... no. Paul. Beale. Albert. Albert sounds like an old fella. Ricky. Hines. Maybe we call him Hines. The players will be too busy laughing at his name to think any deeper into his character. I like that. Earl. Oh, Earl. It's got to be Earl. Earl's great. Shale. So we got to have a second name, obviously, because they're from a long line of elven warriors. Warriors? Not warriors, just a long elven family. Well... it's just the same page, yeah. Moon Gift, Swift Moon. Wandrel, Shale Wandrel. All Spell, Milas. Ealithar, Ilthar, Shale Ilithar, Shale Ilthar, Shale Ilithar, Shale Alithar, Shale Alithar, Shale Ilithar, Shale Alithar, Shale Alithar, Shale Alithar. That's not bad. Shale Alithar, Shale Alithar. Sounds good. Shale Alithar, that'll do for now. Maybe we'll get someone on the magazine that knows how to properly make names. We can rename everything. But, brilliant. Brilliant. So, I'll move my camera up for the final words. Lovely, that's been a long stream, 4-hour stream. Granted, half of it was not making NPCs, but that's been really fun. So today, recapping. We've made Emerald, the dragon, completed who they are, their story arc, why they're here, what they're trying to accomplish, put it all together. Got a good overview for that. We've put together Shale Alithar, the Dragon Slayer, got some information, learned how they're going to play into the story, how they're going to behave, and also used that to add a bit more to the story. So, next steps. What are the next steps? Next steps in my mind are planning in more detail the opening scene, how it correlates to the second chapter, what's going to happen in the second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter, fifth chapter. The next part for me is laying everything out in a bit more detail, going into the specifics chapter by chapter, laying out maybe specific scenes, specific encounters, people who are going to be relevant to the scenes, and start really properly building the adventure. Yeah, either that or we build stat blocks. I'm not quite sure. One or the other. Anyway,